Sure, it was great.
Good stuff. Deal College.
Carrie Gart.
Devlin Ria.
Yeah. It was beautiful. I love the crack.
Good stuff. It was good fun. It's a shame we didn't spread it over a couple of days.
I would love to do it
I
more.
know. Yeah,
do you know, I'm on a get. Do you know, with every high, right? There's a downer, right? I was on a bit of a down the day because the boys were so great yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, can't I? And the teachers and the boys and the girls and everybody was just
Yeah,
and
no,
the
it was
crack
lovely.
with yourselves as well, John.
It was lovely to watch on now.
It was nice now. Do you know? And the
so much talent at Deal too.
Yeah, and the week chat you had with
They
them.
have their matinee tomorrow.
Wednesday, that's right, yeah.
Their show in the evening. Great
That's
variety
right.
show. That
Yeah.
seems to be the new thing now, variety shows over other things.
All right, okay, yeah. So it was a mix.
Yeah.
Varied a wee bit. Can we have a good show
You
now?
too, Lee. Thanks so
All
much.
right.
See
Thanks
you
for
soon.
yesterday,
Bye-bye. All right, thank you. Right, it is 9 o'clock. Let's get a news update, and it's over to Donna Marie Doherty.
Thanks, Greg. Good morning. Fianna Fáil TDs and senators are due to see the report into how Jim Gavin was chosen as the party's candidate for the presidential election. The former Dublin GEA manager pulled out of November's election less than a month into his campaign. Party leader and Taoiseach Micheál Martin has come under harsh criticism for the failed campaign. The report into the debacle was finally handed to the party leader last night, and it could be distributed to Parliamentary Party today. Fianna Fáil TD Malcolm Byrne thinks it's time to put the issue to bed.
Look, there are a lot more important issues that we need to address around housing and infrastructure and disability services and childcare. But in many ways, the longer this report goes on, it becomes a distraction. And I think for our members and our supporters, they're entitled to know exactly who knew what and when. And then following on from that, recommendations with regard to how Fianna Fáil will select our candidate at the next presidential election.
The Children's Minister will bring plans to Cabinet this morning to cut childcare costs. Norma Foley will ask to sign off on phase 1 of a new strategy. Jessica Woodlock reports.
Minister Foley is set to present her Cabinet colleagues with a memo on the Early Years Action Plan. If signed off on, this will be officially launched tomorrow morning. It's expected to include a series of strategies to get childcare costs down to €200 a month, as promised in the programme for government. Cabinet will also be asked to sign off on a simplification plan for the early learning sector, which aims to reduce the red tape around childcare providers.
If you're hoping for a Christmas delivery, today is the last day to send standard parcels to Ireland and the UK, while letters and large envelopes have later deadlines: December 18th for Britain, December 19th for the North and December 22nd for the Republic of Ireland. And Post says posting today or very soon gives the best chance for arrival before Christmas. It also advises that An Post digital stamps can be used to send letters to Ireland and the UK up to 100 grams in weight. The digital stamps can be purchased through the An Post app on your phone, which gives you a unique code to write on your envelope. And finally, Letterkenny University Hospital has welcomed the findings of the National Maternity Experience Survey for 2025, which highlights positive maternity care earlier this year. Nearly half of invited mothers took part, above the national average, with 81% rating the neonatal care there as good. However, the survey also found the need for clear communication during labour and birth. Looking now to weather, it will gradually clear today, and it will be cold and mainly dry with sunny spells and well scattered showers, with highest afternoon temperatures of 5 to 8 degrees. That's all for now from the newsroom. Back with more at 10 o'clock.
Smart employers choose One for All. Reward your staff tax-free now up to €1,500 with gift cards that can be spent directly in-store and online with thousands of retailers on thousands of brands. Give cards physically or digitally. It's gifting made simple. Order One for All gift cards now at any post office or online at onpost.com/business gifting. Terms and conditions apply. The One for All gift card is issued by GVS Prepaid Europe Limited and regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
And now, it's time for the talk of the Northwest, the 9 to noon show with Greg Hughes on Highland Radio.
Hello and a very good morning to you. 4 minutes past 9 on this Tuesday, the 16th of December. Just 9 days to the big day. How you all keeping? I do hope you are very well indeed. Funny old drive to work this morning. I don't know if it wasn't forecast or I didn't see the forecast, but it was pretty icy out there today. Spots of black ice. Unfortunately, a couple of cars off the roads. Seemingly more structural damage, which is a pain in the backside than any serious injury. But still, there might be some of that still about. So just, the places where you're likely to see a little bit of black ice or a bit of slip. Just be cautious this morning, though most of you probably already have gotten to where you need to go. Anyway, our lines are open if you've got anything you want to talk about in the show today, any information you want to pass on, any good news, any information to lift our spirits. We love it all here in the 9 till noon show. The WhatsApp and the text number is 086 60 25,000, 086 60 25,000. We love your calls too on 07491 25,000 and email comments at highlandradio.com. If you are listening to the podcast right now, or indeed the overnight replay, feel free to have your say on anything we're discussing today. We'll carry your comments over on to the next show. Coming up later on, we have Community Garda information, and that's just part of a very busy 3 hours for you. And just to remind you, you can watch the programme daily here across our Facebook pages on your mobile devices. Just search Highland Radio. We have a number of pages there. You'll come across us. We're on the X platform as well, Highland Radio Ireland, and also on YouTube, which has become perhaps the favoured portal for people to watch, because you can watch on all your mobile devices, your laptop, but also, as most of you now have a smart TV, we have a YouTube app on it, and we're on that, Highland Radio Ireland, so you can watch us there, or on your Fire Stick if it happens to be a less smart TV, but you love watching a Fire Stick for obviously perfectly legal reasons. You know yourself, wink, wink. Right, the Irish Independent this morning. Divisions within Fianna Fáil over the handling of its presidential campaign are deepening, we're told, amid confusion last night over whether a review on the party's campaign would face further delays. The review panel tasked with drawing up the report was due to meet last night, and it was expected that Taoiseach Micheál Martin would be given a copy of it once it was completed. This would pave the way for the review to be published a month behind schedule, but that timeline is far from certain, and some TDs, including I believe Pat the Cope Gallagher, are concerned it could be delayed further, which could prompt a furious backlash. In a sign of deepening tensions over the process, a statement from 3 of the party's longest-serving TDs calling for its immediate release and criticising leaks of the report prompted the Taoiseach to issue a statement. In a sharp tone, Mr Martin distanced himself from any leaks and insisted he had not yet seen the report. A statement said the party leader takes exception to some of what has been written about the report, which was based on false assertions. It said the commentary of the past week has been extremely disappointing, selective and inaccurate. The statement from the 3 TDs, Willie O'D, Sean O'Farrell and, as I mentioned, Pat the Cope Gallagher, said the leaking of the report is causing damage to the party and that Fianna Fáil members and public representatives deserve transparency and respect. And I think really there is a sense, certainly from members that have been in the party for quite some time, and maybe not exclusively, that there's been a series of disrespectful sort of actions in this entire process in terms of consultation, maybe reaching out to see if any of them might be interested, for an example, in running themselves, and also the way the whole thing was handled, which has been a bit of a... but nothing's going to come of it, is it? The report will come out, it will point to failings and point to where things will improve, and then everything will move forward, won't it? I don't think we're going to see Jack Chambers or Micheál Martin face any sanction. I'd be very surprised. But what do you think? What would you like to see? And I mean, obviously, I'm speaking to Fianna Fáil members when I say that. In the Irish Times, fears about a breakdown in social cohesion are prompting the government to seek to reduce the number of people coming to Ireland to seek asylum, the Minister for Justice, Jim O'Callaghan, has said. And it's remarkable how the language used by Irish politicians, there's like a 4-month delay with the exact same language being used by British politicians. Social cohesion, the breakdown of social cohesion was the exact phraseology used in Britain when they announced the changes to their immigration rules. The exact same language, the breakdown of social cohesion. Mr O'Callaghan also signalled likely future reductions in the number of foreign students permitted to come to Ireland to learn English. In an interview with the Irish Times Inside Politico podcast, Mr O'Callaghan said that he wanted to be careful talking about immigration, but I have to be frank about it as well. Like, it's a fine aspiration to say we can welcome into Ireland everyone who wants to claim asylum. I can't. That's not realistic. And I have to be careful that the numbers, which were exceptionally high last year, 18,500 people arrived last year, that those numbers are reduced, as otherwise we will have a breakdown in social cohesion. We'll have tents on streets. I know there are some, but we'll have many more tents on the streets. So social cohesion really is what some of you out there have already been talking about, that places that, and this is not fault of the people per se, right, that have come here. It's just the way the system was run. So you'll get small villages, small towns, large towns, whereby large groups of people often are moved into particular areas because that's where the accommodation is available. And you've been saying for years in messaging in this show that you've got nothing against the people. It's not born of any racism or anything, but it has changed places. And that's what really a fancy way of saying that is social cohesion. Right, on to the Irish Daily Mail now. And ambulance services around the country are being abused by people seeking to use them as taxis home on nights out, paramedics have confirmed to the Irish Daily Mail. Now, we're putting the feelers out to see if this is something that happens in Donegal. And they also revealed how people are calling ambulances in order to foist elderly relatives onto the health service so families can go away on their holidays, which is a remarkable accusation. Tralee Fine Gael councillor Angie Bailey said people who can't find a cab home are calling 999, travelling by ambulance as far as the hospital and walking for the rest of the way. There are no fees for ambulance call-outs and paramedics are obligated to respond to every emergency call. That's two things. I'm not surprised that there have been cases of it, but the fact that it must be so widespread that a councillor is on the second page of one of the biggest papers in the country. So the two accusations are people are calling ambulances, getting a lift as far as the hospital. So let's just say theoretically what this is an example of. What they're saying is, and this happens around the country, not specifically here, someone's out in Ballybofey, can't get a taxi back to Letterkenny where they live, so they call an ambulance, get a lift to the hospital and then walk from the hospital home. Has that ever happened? The councillor believes it has around the country. Have to accept that must be the case. And also, has anyone really, I'm sure they have if she said it, you're heading away on holidays and you call 999 and have your elderly relative transported to the hospital so you can then go to the airport and fly on holidays? Again, I'm not saying it's never happened, but it's a remarkable accusation that must be happening on such a scale that she's speaking out publicly on it. Councillor Bailey said current laws surrounding prank calls to the National Ambulance Service need to be enforced to deter such behaviour. The Mail contacted several paramedics in different regions who all confirmed instances of this type are happening nationwide. So as I say, we're putting the feelers out to see if that type of abuse is happening of, well, A, I would say the elderly, in the second example there, but B, of the ambulance service in terms of using it as a taxi home effectively. On to the Irish Daily Star now, and the Chief Rabbi of Ireland has urged members of the Jewish community in Ireland not to cower at home in the wake of the Sydney terror attack. Yoni Weider said at a celebration in South Dublin to mark the second day of the Jewish festival of Hanukkah, we need to make the extra effort to come out, to not be seen, to say that we are here, that we are proud and that we are not going to cower. The event took place at Herzog Park, a day after Sunday's attack killed 15 members of the Jewish faith and injured dozens more. I don't believe they were all Jewish, but certainly the majority of them were. Last night's celebration at the park, named after an Irish-born president of Israel, came a fortnight after a plan to have it renamed was removed from the agenda of Dublin City. At a point now whereby if there were a major event in Dublin, for an example, a major event that I would think, especially if I was bringing the kids, right, I would be thinking, is it possible that today's the day where something massive like what we've seen in Australia, we've seen in Britain, France, Germany, everywhere effectively except here on a scale, that is today the day that it happens here, because we could be seen as soft touches, right? That's probably completely irrational. But part of me thinks if there was a massive event in Dublin, a New Year's Eve celebration or something along those lines, would you think twice? I'm sure I wouldn't, but subconsciously or even consciously, part of my mind thinks that, Could today be the day? It's different if I take my own risk, but what if I risked it with the children? I don't know. Maybe I'm being completely irrational. The Sun this morning, filmmaker Rob Reiner's drug addict son, which is not really the... Okay. His drug addict son was arrested after the Hollywood big shot and his wife were knifed to death at their mansion. Daughter Romy, 28, found the bodies of Misery and Stand By Me director Rob, 78, and Maggie Singer Rayner, 68, with their throats cut. This is Spinal Tap, was one of his films. A Few Good Men, another. Stand By Me, The Princess's Bride, and Misery, which is in a lot of people's top 10. Rob Reiner was responsible for all of these films. Last night, their troubled 32-year-old son Nick was being held at the LA County Jail on bail of $3.4 million. Emergency services were called to the Rainers' 6-bedroom estate in Brentwood. But the thing that's really, that is primarily the most horrendous thing, obviously. But Rob Reiner was really quite vocal. He was quite anti-Trump, anti-gun, liberal gun controls and what have you. And did you see Donald Trump's... he effectively said, I'm sorry it happened, but also that really he probably deserved it. It was... there was a time if a US president or any political leader had said something like he said on his Truth Social, I'm not going to read it out, but effectively he was saying good riddance. Okay, that's what he was saying. But there was a time whereby that would have been just absolutely huge. But now it's not. It's a funny old word we live in now that the leader of the free world, in inverted commas, can effectively say, well, good riddance. You know, he brought it on himself, which I think is really quite troubling because it means that it feels like we're losing all sense of humanity, and I hope we don't lose it all the way. Right, okay, Paddy McBurty, he's stepping away from inter-county football. Patrick McBurty has retired from inter-county football on medical grounds. A statement from the county board yesterday explained that the 32-year-old, with so much to give, if it wasn't for blooming injuries, the 32-year-old made the decision in light of a sustained recurrence of a knee injury, which has hindered the Kilcar clubman in recent season. McBurty enjoyed 15 years with the Donegal side, making his senior debut for Jim McGuinness against Antrim in 2011 on the same day he played for the county's minor side. He hangs up his boots as one of the county's greatest ever players, having won 7 Ulster Championship medals, a record for a Donegal footballer. The most recent last year. He's, of course, an All-Ireland winner, 2012. He's appeared for Ireland 3 times. He's made 167 appearances, almost over half of those in championship level. What an ambassador, what a legend, and what a loss Paddy McBurty is to the Donegal setup. I said this on the show before. I'm not a GEA expert. I've never claimed to be, but I said it on the show before. I always thought it was amazing that he seemed to keep the glue together in that team in the lowest points that we had. Before Jim McGuinness returned, let me put it to you like that. He went out and he faced the press. He batted for his team. He had confidence in what they could achieve, and went out and gave interviews in very difficult circumstances. And then he was instrumental in getting Jim McGuinness back as well, and building us back up to where we are right now. And unfortunately, he could have had the best yet to contribute, but just at the age of 32, he's having to retire from inter-county football, and it's a huge loss. But he owes us nothing. What a remarkable career that could have been even more remarkable, right? But he has to look after himself, and I am sure that his influence on the Donegal setup is far from over. So if you've anything, any messages you want to send on, or any memories that you want to share about Paddy McBurty as he dons his cap at an inter-county level, let us know. 086 60 25,000. 086 60 25,000.
Newspapers are kindly supplied by Cosgrove Centra, Mountaintop Letterkenny. Now with the new look Mountaintop Diner.
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union. Simplify your debts with a debt consolidation loan from Letterkenny Credit Union. Call us on 074 910 2126 or apply online via our app or in office today. Are you worried about trees on your property? Northwest Forestry Services Ballybuffet are fully insured and have over 40 years experience in dangerous tree removal, tree felling, surgery and stump grinding. For peace of mind, call Northwest Forest Services Ballybuffet for a no obligation quotation on 913233.
It's Boots' biggest ever Black Friday with huge savings on thousands of beauty must-haves, including better than half price on star gifts like No. 7, Lancome, MAC and many more. Don't miss out, shop now. And don't forget your Boots Advantage card. Selected stores and products subject to availability. Offer ends 24th December. Advantage card T's and C's apply.
At Super Value, get Super Value Signature Taste Hampshire Ham 1.4 kilo, only $10.99. Super Value Smoked Salmon 300 gram, now half price. And Brussels sprouts and parsnip bags 500 gram and carrot bags 1 kilo, 49 cents each. Check your rewards app for vouchers and make it a Christmas with a difference at Super Value.
Transform your living room with a luxurious, bespoke feature wall from Sprat Fireplaces, Newmills, Letterkenny. Our complete installations include built-in storage, electric fires, floating shelves and stunning finishes in stone, porcelain or marble. Each feature wall is designed and built in-house by our expert carpentry and stone masonry teams. No fuss, just flawless feature walls. Call 074 91 24144 or visit spratfireplaces.ie. Sprat Fireplaces, experts in heating, design and detail.
At Joe McGee Butchers, we have all your needs to make your Christmas dinner extra special this year. If it's a fresh whole turkey or turkey breast fillet in a vac pack cooking bag with a cooking pop-up timer, a delicious ham joint or succulent dry-aged sirloin steak, call in today to the award-winning Joe McGee's Butchers, Letterkenny Shopping Centre, where we have your Christmas all wrapped up.
Highland Radio Time Checks brought to you by EirGrid, the operator and developer of Ireland's electricity grid. EirGrid, powering up communities, powering up Ireland. The time is...
Rightio, the time now is 9:21. You're very welcome back to the 9 till noon show. And we can say good morning now to Kieran McLaughlin, who's solicitor at CS Kelly and Co-Solicitors. Good morning to you, Kieran.
Good morning, Greg. How are you?
I am doing good, and thank you so very much for joining us. Right now, there is a growing campaign to save Carndonagh. Oops, unfortunately, I've lost Kieran there. I'll get Kieran back now in a second. I'm getting logged out of that, so we might go traditional just for the time being. For some reason, I don't know what's going on. Maybe someone's trying to log into our account somewhere else. Who's to say? Just to remind you, 086 60 25,000. A caller says via that message, a car is off the road near Rossbracken on the Convoy Road. Please drive with care. There is a lot of black ice around. Indeed, there is. There is a red post box beside the post office in Convoy to post letters to Santa. Friday the 19th of December is the last day to post letters to Santa. Right, let's go to line 1. Sorry, Kieran, about that. We got disconnected. Yes, there is a growing campaign to save Carndonagh Courthouse, and there is a meeting taking place tomorrow evening, in fact. So give us the background and how we find ourselves where we're at.
Yes, Greg. In 1983, when I started working as state solicitor for County Donegal, we had 16 different court sittings in the county. We're now down to 4. And we have Letterkenny, which is the main courthouse. We have Buncrana, Ballyshannon, Dunlow. Now, today, or this morning, at 10:30, we have Carndonagh District Court sitting in Buncrana. Now, the Department of Justice handed over the responsibility for the upkeep and maintenance to the Court Service of Ireland, which was set up for that purpose. And they've allowed Carndonagh District Court to effectively, it's falling apart. Now, similarly, in relation to Buncrana, the plaster's coming off the wall. And as soon as it comes off the wall, they close Buncrana down. Donegal Town, the ceiling at the entrance into the courthouse collapsed a few months ago, and they closed Donegal Town down. And now they've moved Donegal Town down to Ballyshannon. And we had Donegal Circuit Court sitting in Letterkenny last week. It's an absurd position that they're allowing all this to happen. So the solicitors and basically the legal profession, the local politicians and local businesses are getting together to try and revive the courthouse sittings in and around the county, and in particular, we're starting with Carndonagh.
Is there a sense that this is almost like a consolidation or centralisation by stealth, if I could put it like that?
Absolutely, completely, and totally. This is what's happening countrywide. They've closed 3 courthouses down in County Tipperary. They're centralising them all, and they're closing post offices, they're closing banks, they're closing everything. This is all part and parcel of this entire centralisation procedure that's going on. This is a deliberate policy on the department, of the court services, to close down all the courthouses in Donegal and move this all into Letterkenny.
Can Letterkenny? I mean, obviously, there's many reasons why losing court sittings in certain areas would be a problem. But just in terms of justice, I suppose, could this county function as it is now if these services were centralised to Letterkenny, or would it have knock-on effects for process time, etc.?
Well, Judge Aylmer spoke out clearly and loudly last week about the closing of Donegal Circuit Court, and all the people from Donegal town and surrounding areas, people going as far west as Glencolmskill, Killybegs, all of the southern towns, having to come to Letterkenny last week for the Circuit Court, jury panels, everybody having to come up to Letterkenny. Now, when I go to Letterkenny in the morning, I live in Buncrana. I drive to Letterkenny, it takes me half an hour to get to Letterkenny. When I get to the roundabout in Letterkenny, it takes me half an hour to get from the roundabout up to the courthouse. The traffic is crazy. Parking facilities are mad, and it's not totally accessible. It's a lovely building, and they have 4 courtrooms, and it's very modern. But the department, and particularly the court service, are deliberately trying to close down all of the courthouses. Now, they're not going in and knocking the place down. They're just allowing it to fall down. They're not carrying out repairs. Why would they not do that? These are listed buildings. The Carndonagh building is a listed building. It was built in 1870. Buncrana was built in 1840. And they were rebuilt in the 1920s. And now they're doing no work in them at all. And they're just letting them fall apart. That's what we want. That's what people in Donegal want. So we have to stand up against it.
And also, too, I said there's multiple reasons. I presume, a court sitting, be it in Donegal Town or Carndonagh or Buncrana, too, is a lift for the local community, too. You're taking that spend out of it. I know that might seem like an odd thing to point out when we're talking about someone going into court, charged with a crime or whatever it might be. But there's a commercial element to do. There's a financial fact to it as well.
Yeah. When we had the late Judge O'Hagan in the Circuit Court up here in Donegal, he had special sittings of the Circuit Court in Buncrana for 2 weeks at a time. And we had solicitors from all over the county, solicitors, barristers, judges, drivers, and witnesses travelling from all over the county. And they were having their coffees at 11 o'clock, their lunches at 1 o'clock. They were staying in the local hotels. And the local businesses were really, really doing well out of it. Now, a very interesting court setup at the moment is over in Dunlow, in the old church, where you have the courthouse sitting there once a month. You have the library in there. You have a coffee shop in there, and it's a lovely communal building, and it should be promoted. We would love to do the same for Carndonagh. Now, the department, I organised a meeting for tomorrow in the courthouse in Carndonagh, and I was contacted last week, and I was told that if we wanted to go ahead with our meeting, that we had to organise hard hats for all the people attending the meeting. And I contacted the local group HML, and Hubert McGaughan Jr. He volunteered to give me 50 hard hats for free for the day.
Backfired, hasn't it?
For people coming to the meeting. But then I got an email yesterday from the court service telling me that Carndonagh Courthouse has been temporarily closed on health and safety grounds following the advice of the Office of Public Works. And the building is not open for general access, but it may be possible for a small number of people to view the premises with the assistance of an OPW supervisor in attendance. Therefore, it will not be possible to have the Carndonagh Courthouse open this coming Wednesday at such short notice. If you wish to select an alternative date for a small number of people to visit the courthouse, we will make arrangements to inquire with the Office of Public Works whether access to the building can be facilitated. As the building is closed on health and safety grounds, it is not suitable to hold a meeting there. The Court Service is currently exploring all options regarding the future of the courthouse in Carndonagh. While no decision has yet been made on reinstating the property as an active court venue, the Court Service have been approached by a local community group expressing interest in engaging in discussions about the potential use of the building. These discussions aim to identify a mutually beneficial arrangement that would support both community needs and the continued presence of court services in the area. This may include consideration.
Is that a glimmer of hope, or do you think that's a kick it down the road statement?
No, that's a kick in the backside for myself, because I then had to contact the Colgan Hall in Carndonagh to see would they allow us to use their venue on Wednesday, tomorrow, for a meeting at 2:00, and they very kindly agreed to let us use their hall for that purpose. But the hall is not as bad. I've seen photographs, recent photographs of the inside of the courthouse, and it's not as bad as they're making out.
Yeah.
This is absolutely ridiculous. They're just trying to keep us out of there.
I think the optics are being handled there. I'm not suggesting any impropriety, but I think there's a bit of management of the optics there. So obviously the meeting tomorrow is in Carndonagh, but it sounds to me like there could be members of local communities, the business communities, those affected in Donegal town, for an example, that might have an interest in this, because it's talking to a wider situation, I think, Kieran, rather than just the condition of Carndonagh Courthouse and its use as a courthouse. This is a bigger thing. This is county-wide court services, it feels to me.
Yeah, I'm setting up a group, and I'm calling the group the County Donegal Courthouse Protection and Maintenance Group. And it's not just Carndonagh, it's Buncrana. But Buncrana's next in the list for closing down, I can tell you that. Donegal Town has closed down in the last few weeks. But it's not just about the legal profession, it's not just about the courthouses, it's about local business. The local businesses in Carndonagh are very, very supportive of the group that we've set up now to try and get the courthouse up and running again. And if we can use the courthouse for different purposes, great. And we would welcome
make it
any
more
local
viable,
groups
yeah.
who want to.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. And you don't want a courthouse that's only been used one day a week.
Yes.
Now, I was talking to Dr. Dennis McCauley, the local coroner, who's originally based in Stranraer, but he's originally from Mobile, and he would love to get Carndonagh District Court up and running again. He would hold his inquests there.
Yeah.
And I was actually trying to persuade him to get St. Eugene's Hall over in Mobile, where we used to have a court sitting in years gone by, get that up and running again, and we could have our local inquests there. But as well as that, we used to have social welfare appeals in the area, and then we had the other groups using buildings for different purposes. The offices in the courthouse in Carndonagh and in Buncrana were both used by local branches of the Department of Agriculture, and they've all gone now. So these things are very, very important for the area, and to get it up and running.
For sure, and of course people having to travel such great distance and organise parking or lifts or what have you. There's I don't want to sound too cynical here, right? And I'm not saying HICWA hasn't done good work, but sometimes HICWA went into buildings, right? And what seemed like, in the public interest, reports then effectively became an opportunity maybe to consolidate or downsize or reduce. Now, I'm not saying HICWA doesn't do good stuff, don't get me wrong. This feels very similar. This feels like health and safety but you're skipping about 5 or 6 steps where proper maintenance and investment didn't happen. You're just getting straight to, oh my God, no, you can't go here. It's not safe. And again, it felt like HICWA was being used to do that to some facilities around the county as well. And it happens in a trickle, Kieran. It happens in a drip, drip, drip. And next thing you know, we've got, one big hospital in Letterkenny, not that that's the case, or one big courthouse in Letterkenny and down the rest.
Yeah. But you see, the thing is that the courthouse in Carndonagh and Buncrana are both on the National Inventory of Architectural Heritage, and both of them are listed buildings. And here we have a group, or a government department, if you want to call it that, who are allowing these buildings to run down. Now, if you were living in a house that was a listed building and you allowed it to deteriorate, or if you made alterations or additions to it, the next thing the local authority would be prosecuting you for allowing that to happen. But they're allowing their own buildings to deteriorate. They're allowing their own buildings to fall down.
Okay.
The local group, the Tidy Towns group in Buncrana, have been pressurising the court service to paint the outside of the courthouse because it was one of the deficiencies in the report on the Tidy Town of Buncrana.
Yeah,
the courthouse was so ugly from outside.
Yeah, it dropped the numbers
why
down.
not painting it?
Yeah. Okay, Kieran. The meeting was due to take place in Carn Courthouse for the reasons you've outlined. It no longer can, though. That's questionable. But it's going to be in the Colgan Hall now. So give us the time and place, just to be sure everyone knows.
Well, I'm still arguing it out with the court service, and I sent them a responding email. And I've told them I've organised the hard hats, and I've told them that I have photographs of the inside of the building, and I'm very anxious to try and keep it in the courthouse. But if the people come to the courthouse and there's a sign outside to say that we're blocked tomorrow, just go over to the Colgan Hall and we take it off from there. And I'm inviting all the local politicians are on board, all the local businesses are on board, and all of the local legal profession are all on board. So if we get our group meeting and get this group up and running, we have representatives coming from Donegal Town. We have Buncrana represented and the local Carndonagh groups. So if we can get this up and running to put the pressure on the government and on the court service to get Carndonagh up and running, we will probably save Buncrana and hopefully get Donegal Town up and running again. So I would invite anybody interested to come along.
And I think if you have still access to those 50 hard hats, I think could make for a very interesting PR picture as well. Whether or not you can get into that courthouse, if you get where I'm coming from. All right, Kieran, look after yourself. Thanks very much indeed. Kieran McLaughlin there, solicitor at CS Kelly & Co Solicitors. That meeting tomorrow afternoon. It's an interesting point, and it is, again, some people might feel chipping away. It's chip, but little... seemingly little things in rural communities, but you lose one thing, then you lose another, and then maybe those court sittings were what kept a local CAF. I don't want to say that because there might be a local CAF and I'm not aware of that, but maybe those sittings were what gave them the boost to help them get through the quieter times. You know where I'm coming from? Every action has a reaction.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union. Digital loans now available. Apply online or via our app today and get your loan transferred directly to your current account.
For the perfect menswear gift this Christmas, Watson Menswear in Letterkenny are open every day to Christmas Eve, with late night shopping on Thursdays and Fridays until 8. Choose menswear from names like Superdry, Sixth Sense, Mishmash, Penguin and Tommy Bow. A great selection of fashion, formal wear, footwear and jackets, all at Watson Menswear on Main Street, Letterkenny, and online at watsonmenswear.com, where next day delivery is guaranteed right up to the 22nd.
Bravado, drink it every day. Old flat white mocha please and maybe a latte. Hey, Bravado, drink it every day.
There's plenty to sing about this Christmas at Bravado. We've brought a festive feel to your favourite coffee, tasty as ever, but with a sprinkling of Christmas magic. Find your nearest store at bravado.com. Deliciously different.
Have you been switching things up since last time, Claire, like we discussed?
Yes. I've been on a switching roll. Breakfast for lunch, dinner for breakfast, left shoe on the right foot, and vice versa. Looks well, doesn't it? Walking the cat, letting the ducks feed me.
Wonderful, Claire.
Switching things up is good for you. That includes your energy supplier. When you do, know the CRU is your energy ally. Get advice and know your rights. Visit cru.ie.
ZYXWVUT.
Hegarty's Home Interiors Buncrana, the biggest direct importer of sofas, beds, mattresses and flooring in the Northwest. Best in stock deals on selected sofas and corner sofas. Best in stock deals on gas lift beds. Best in stock on mattresses. Best in stock deals on laminate flooring, semi-solid flooring and carpets. Full fitting service on carpets and wood flooring. With a free delivery service throughout the Northwest, including all of Northern Ireland. Hegarty's Home Interiors Buncrana. Always lower prices.
At PTSB, everything we do is built upon a better understanding of you. And this festive season, we're here for you with our in-app features, like Freeze Card if you've misplaced your card, Quick Balance to check funds instantly, and PTSB Protect to help you stay safe from fraud. With our teams online, in-branch, and on the phone, it all comes together for a better banking experience. PTSB, altogether more human. Permanent TSB PLC trading as PTSB is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
So there's a big story in the Daily Mail today saying that around the country it's relatively widespread that people who can't get taxis home are ringing 999. So theoretically, someone's out in Buncrana, can't get a taxi back to Letterkenny, calls the ambulance services, gets as far as the hospital, and then makes their way home. A second allegation that was made is that people are phoning emergency services to get an ambulance to collect elderly relatives and bring them to hospital, and then the families head away on holidays. Again, both of these, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but they seem like maybe it happened once and a story's been built around them. But I could be wrong, and I'm not in any way having a go at the councillor that said it or the journalist that wrote it. It just feels, I don't know, there's something about it doesn't feel right. But anyway, John Joe McGowan is General Manager of Operations for the National Ambulance Service in the West and Northwest, which covers a big area. John Joe, thank you so much again for chatting to me. How are you keeping first and foremost?
Good morning, Greg. Thank you. Yeah, keeping well, thanks.
That's good. Right, so those two scenarios outlined there that are making the headlines today, is that something that you've come across often?
Yeah, Greg, your assumption of it at the start is correct. It isn't something that we come across on a regular basis. Now, we can't say that it has never happened. It's not something we track. It's not something that is raised through the structures towards us. And we believe it isn't a correct accusation at all. When we get a 999 call, they're clinically triaged, so they go through a triage system, and that gives a determinant code. So it basically creates the priority of the call. The lower acuity calls or the lower priority calls, which most of these would fall into, then is further assessed to see if we can send them on an alternative pathway or indeed not even send an ambulance at all. That triage is done by advanced paramedics, nurses, consultants, regs in our call centre. So by the time an actual ambulance is deployed to some of them low acuity calls, it has gone through multiple triages, and the fact of them, they would be sent on an alternative pathway or told that we're not sending an ambulance.
But also, John Joe, I presume there's assessment on arrival as well. And if someone's standing there, they would have to then continue with this. They would have to also then, I presume, continue with this this imagined crisis for the ambulance crew then to assess them, take them with them, and take them back to Letterkenny in this example. Again, there's so many layers to this that make it seem completely unlikely to me. Again, I can't say it doesn't happen, but it just doesn't seem logical.
Yeah, you're correct. When the crew get out there, they'll do an assessment. Now, through Irish law, it's very difficult. It's very difficult for us to leave a patient at a scene or not transport to a patient without either sending them to an alternative care pathway or to say for the likes of Pathfinder maybe to be called out and assess the patient or the community paramedic. But yeah, it goes through multiple layers of triage before the patient is actually transported to ED. Look, we can't say that it has never happened. Our call volumes increasing year on year. We were just running our stats for this week, and our call volume this week compared to the same week last year alone has gone up circa 7%. We deal on average roughly in the west-northwest, so that's Donegal to Galway. We deal on average around 1,200 to 1,300 calls a week. Our call volume last week was up on 1,500 calls. So
what would you attribute that to, John Joe? Because, I mean, you're comparing the season, a week in the same season in 2 years in a row. Is it easy to what you might be? A 7% increase is really significant, and that's a much greater demand on resources than the figure sounds. So is there is it the flu? Maybe people are becoming particularly unwell at home with this nasty flu that's going around, or maybe you don't feel like speculating?
Yeah, no, look, flu season has hit earlier this year. Flu season has hit earlier in Ireland than it has in other European countries. So that's definitely a piece of the puzzle, that flu is a major contributory factor in relation to this. The other piece in relation to this is flu vaccines is down, and we would encourage everybody to get their flu vaccine. The other thing is flu or ambulance service call volumes across the world and in Ireland is increasing every week normally anyway. It's just society is changing in the way ambulances is called, and that element of it as well is also adding to the increased call volume. But overall, there's many factors that contribute to it, but flu is a big one this year, and the flu hitting earlier this year than it has in other years. With the low uptake in flu vaccine is causing that increase.
And just in relation to this accusation that families are calling the ambulance to offload an older person to the hospital so they can go on their holidays. Again, I mean, that sounds to me like, and you'll know, that sounds to me like a story maybe people have heard, but no one's ever actually spoken to the person that was involved in it. Do you know, that sort of way? It sounds to me like a little bit like one of those industry myths. I could be wrong. You're the man to let me know.
No, you're 100% correct. And like, if you put it into context, the patient would go into hospital and subsequently be discharged and discharged to where? Because their family's away in hospital. So it's nonsensical. Again, it is an accusation that was made. It is unfounded on our part, and we've rebutted it in national medias yesterday and today.
Yeah, okay. Right, so any advice just at this time of year, John Joe, just in relation to what we can be doing to ensure that we're using resources appropriately? Obviously, in the case of an emergency, you ring the emergency services, right? But is there any bits of advice that we can use this as an opportunity to get out there, or have we covered everything?
Yeah, no, Greg, look, it's just the common sense approach. We would ask everybody, definitely, in the case of an emergency, dial 999 or 112. However, if the person doesn't believe it to be an emergency, think on alternatives, your pharmacy, your GP, your out-of-hours doctor, all them other avenues prior to dialing 999 or 112 and going to the hospital. The hospitals are jammed. It's not a place to be if you're not sick. It is definitely the correct place to be if you are sick. But look, we just ask everybody to be mindful of how busy it is and to look at all the alternatives before they dial 999 or 112.
If I don't see you before Christmas, a very happy Christmas. And to all of the national ambulance services, you never want to see them. And then there's times where it's the only thing that you want to see. They do amazing work all year round. They really are remarkable people, and a big thank you to all of them and you as well, John Joe. If we don't chat between now and Christmas, I mean, there's always problems, but listen, 99.9% of the time, they're amazing lifesavers, and we sometimes potentially can take them for granted. So thank you, John Joe.
Thanks, Greg.
Look after yourself. That's John Joe McGowan, General Manager of Operations for National Ambulance Service West Northwest.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, with monster loans available up to €60,000 for all occasions. Visit letterkennycu.ie.
That magical time of year once more, with mince pies and pudding and treats galore, taking pride of place by the twinkling tree. All you need to know about the season's TV. A world of entertainment wrapped up inside. Christmas begins with the RTE Guide.
Declan loves a leisurely Sunday drive, even on a Tuesday, ignoring all the angry honks of people trying to get home from work. You see, with Dunstores Click and Collect, Declan is never in a rush. He can order online and collect his groceries at a time that suits him. From online grocery shopping to buy me same-day delivery, there's a way to shop for everyone. At Dunstores, always better value. Terms and conditions apply. Buy me is subject to location and availability. Minimum spend required.
Mike Denver with guests Ray Lynham, Claudia Buckley and Jack Keogh in concert at Jackson's Hotel Ballybuffet on Thursday, February 5th. Tickets on sale now at hotel reception and ticketmaster.ie. That's Mike Denver and guests in concert at Jackson's Hotel Ballybuffet on Thursday, February 5th. The perfect Christmas gift.
McDade's Bathroom Plumbing Tiles in Buncrana continues to be Donegal's go-to destination for stunning bathroom makeovers. With a vast selection of premium tiles and bathroom products, our showroom is your ultimate one-stop shop for crafting the perfect space. We've earned our reputation through expert advice, unbeatable prices and a dedication to customer satisfaction. Visit our showroom in Cockhill and Buncrana and see why we've been Donegal's top choice for 50 years and counting. Call us at 07493 63050.
The last few places are now remaining for our country cabin getaway this February at the Sleeve Russell Hotel from Monday the 2nd of February to Thursday the 5th, 2026. You can enjoy 3 nights, dinner, bed and breakfast, plus live country music from myself, David James, Jimmy Buckley, Dominic Kerwin, Louise Morrissey, Sean Kane, Owen Mack and lots more. All for just €495 per person sharing. Call us today to book your place or visit highlandradio.com. Great music, great company, the perfect break.
Highland Radio weather updates with McElhinney's. Find Christmas inspiration for everyone, from top beauty gifts to perfect last-minute ideas. Visit us in Ballybuffet to explore the full range or shop online anytime at mcelhinneys.com.
Now, the weather forecast, frost in parts this morning. That will clear though. And today will be cold and mainly dry with sunny spells and well scattered showers. Highest afternoon temperature still a nippy 5 to 8 degrees. Okay. Let us say hello now to our next guest on the show, Bernie McGuire. Good morning, Bernie.
Good morning, Greg. How are you?
Thank you so much for joining us. Right, now, you had a recent experience out on the roads. Run us through the story, Bernie.
Right, we went to cinema in Oma on Sunday evening. There's an echo in this.
I'm sorry, if you can stick with it, please do. If you can't, we can. Yeah, go ahead.
We went to the cinema in Oma, and I always go back up by Liscully to get me diesel. So off we went to Liscully, got the diesel, was heading on into Kellygordon direction, and I went to a big pothole full of water. It was dark, it was raining, so I didn't see it, and I busted my tire. But I was lucky I got it actually home, because I got a new car 6 weeks ago and there's no spare tire in new cars anymore. So I would have been stuck at the side of the road with no tire.
Yeah, which is a nightmare. I mean, you can ring your insurance company and it'll get someone around, but it is a pain in the backside. It's one of those ones, isn't it? Your tire presumably is badly damaged or destroyed, but you did manage to get home. But you sort of wondering, why aren't we doing more to fix these potholes?
Well, every road you go, there's roadworks, so I can't understand why the potholes are not fixed. You know.
Yeah.
It was worse because we left a Canadian boy on Saturday. He's here for over Christmas, and his first trip out, we busted a tire on the road. So that doesn't look great.
Would you consider claiming for it, Bernie? Because quite a few people do, but not everyone knows that you can. You can get photos and all and make a claim against the council if it's a pothole.
I busted 2 tires before on the road, on the more or less the same road, go back down to Kellygordon direction. I had a stone on the side of the road and I busted 2 tires and I was left at the side of the road that day. I didn't know you could claim then, but somebody told me yesterday that you can claim, so I did ring them. They did say they'd send me out an email to put in a claim, but as of yet, I'm still waiting on the email. I haven't got it yet for a check this morning to see is it in, and I don't have it.
But as you say, the work is there's work's ongoing left, right and centre, as happens towards the end of the year. What's the plan in terms of road maintenance and fixing these holes? Have you been on that road since? Is the pothole still there?
I had to go down it yesterday morning because I had to leave the car into the garage to check the shocks on it now. I know what, I think I've busted a shock on it.
Blowing out.
So I stopped at the road and I did take a video of the pothole, and it's massive. Like it's a huge pothole.
Okay, send it in to us if you can. And I do have it already actually. Let me see if I can bring it up here. Oh yes, okay, that is a biggie. I just have to download it here. Stay with us. Just have a look at that.
When I was videoing the amount of cars it was popping into
Holy
that pothole
moly,
yesterday
that's
morning.
not a pothole. That's massive. Right. Okay. So whereabouts is that?
It is between Liscully and Kellygordon, but it's more on the Kellygordon side.
Yeah.
On the left-hand side when you're going towards Kellygordon from Castlefan, you may say.
Yeah, that's no joke. That's a big one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, listen, thanks for that. We'll get that forwarded on to the council as well and see if we can get that filled as a matter of urgency, because that's going to cause a serious collision. I know I'm not belittling what you went through, but that could actually cause a big problem, couldn't it?
Yeah, it could, because you're on it before you even see it.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Bernie, listen, thanks for that. Hopefully the damage is not too extensive, but you would give that a jaunt. You need to check your tracking and your shocks and everything. Hopefully you get that email too. Check your spam from the council, because you were entitled to claim, and the more we do, perhaps the more urgency there will be to fix these problems. Thanks, Bernie.
Look after. Yeah.
Good.
Perfect.
Look
Thank you
after
very much.
yourself.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
Christmas.
You too. Happy
All
Christmas,
right.
Bernie, to you and yours. Bernie Maguire there, 086 60 25,000. If you are familiar with that, it's a pothole, but it's a trench, right? And the design of it now, a wheel will go in it in its entirety, so it's only going to get bigger and bigger. Right, now there's a minor collision on the Rockhill Road past Old Dunn Stores, so thankfully it seems no one's injured, but just to be careful if you're approaching that area, to do so with additional caution. On violence, morning, 100% Greg, those attacks are going to become common. We all have to be so vigilant. Look at our own towns and cities, unrecognisable. We're on the verge of World War III if we aren't in it already. Abuse of the ambulances. Aren't paramedics trained to on-the-spot diagnose if the hospital trip is necessary? Surely they can take a name and just tell the chancellors to bugger off and fine them for wasting call-out. The older family members thing is mad. Like, do the hospitals not just discharge the older relative after the check? What happens there? Well, that text came in before our chat to John Joe there, and I think really you've hit on it, that it doesn't seem logical that this is actually happening. This is why I keep saying we need to bring shame back. Trump's done a million things that would be career-ending for any public figure just 15 years ago, and no one bats an eye because no one has any shame anymore. Shame. Is it shame, or is it accountability, or what is it? I don't know. There's a massive pothole in the shopping centre car park in Ballybofey. It's an absolute disgrace. Are we on pothole watch? Because there's an awful pothole at Lower Donoghmore Church, 2 on the Maid, Castlefin to Liscooley Road. So maybe you can get them into us and we can get that information out, because you don't want something happening to someone's car, and some of these potholes could take a wheel off. Some of them are an inconvenience in a car park, but that one that we were just chatting to Bernie about, that's one that needs doing straight away. That's actually a hazard. And it sounds like this one at Lower Donoghmore Church is a hazard as well. Right, we'll be back with Community Garda information and so much more after we take a short recess for the news and obituary notices.
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union, now offering mortgages from €40,000 to €600,000 with no hidden fees or transaction charges. Letterkenny Credit Union, 9102127.
Are you looking for fresh, vibrant organic veg grown locally with care? White Oak's Acorn Project Organic Veg is on the move. Find us Wednesdays in Buncrana, Thursdays at Applegreen Burnfoot and Fridays in Burt, or order online at isoscentre.com for delivery across Inishowen and Derry. So, if we're not coming to you, come to us at the Isos Centre and Celtic Prayer Garden next to White Oaks, F93 F104.
In the big winter suit sale at Watson Menswear, there's a large selection of suits at half price, including a selection at just €99. With minimum reductions of 20%, it's a great opportunity to get suited for an upcoming wedding, prom or big Christmas event. At Watson Menswear, Main Street, Letterkenny.
Ho, 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 ho! The thrill of the fun fair, the joy of Christmas market, and the excitement of real ice skating, all at Donegal Skates this Christmas. For bookings, visit irelandskates.ie. Donegal Skates at Kiltoy Roundabout, Letterkenny, until January the 4th.
Treat yourself to great food and good times at Mulroy Woods Hotel with their new bar food menu, served 7 days. Savour a main course and drink for just $18.95 on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Or Pizza Fridays with any pizza and drink for €15 at Mulroy Woods Hotel, Milford.
Travel from Donegal to Dublin for your getaway, business trip or concert. Enjoy great fares and excellent service with Aer Lingus. Book now and make the most of your journey. Fly Aer Lingus.
When the turkey from Lidl takes centre stage and looks too good to carve, that's more to value. Just try and resist our crisp, juicy, Board B approved fresh Irish whole turkeys from a Cahys family farm in Monaghan. And the tastiest part, they're yours from only $8.99. In store December 20th. Lidl, more to value.
McGowan Hearing, one of the longest established audiologists in the Northwest, now have weekly clinics in Letterkenny, Buncrana and Carndonagh. Book your free hearing aid consultation at one of these clinics or with audiologist Darren McGowan in your own home. Call 07191 00208 or visit mcgowanhearing.com.
Live, on air, online and on the Highland Radio app. This is Highland Radio News.
Good morning with the Highland Radio News at 10 o'clock. I'm Ryan Brawley. There has been a stark increase in the number of people before the courts for drug driving offences in Donegal. MEP Cynthia Newark, who has obtained the figures from the Irish Court Service. They show that in Donegal Town District Court there was a 67% increase in drug driving cases, while in Letterkenny the figure was 52%. The Ireland South MEP says she believes there should be more robust consequences for those found to be driving under the influence.
The other more longer term solution is that I do strongly believe, and I've called this out even last year, and that was that anybody who is a repeat offender of drug driving, they should be sanctioned by the district court as part of the suite of sanctions afforded to a judge. They should be sanctioned in relation to having an interlocker device fitted to their car so that they simply cannot start the car unless they pass a positive drugs test.
The report into the Fianna Fáil presidential campaign was finally handed to the party leader last night and could be distributed to the parliamentary party today. Fianna Fáil TDs and senators are due to see the report, which will illustrate how Jim Gavin was chosen as the party's candidate for the presidential election. Party leader and Taoiseach Micheál Martin has come under harsh criticism for the failed campaign after the former Dublin GAA manager pulled out of the election weeks into his campaign. Fianna Fáil TD Malcolm Byrne says it's time to put the issue to bed.
Look, there are a lot more important issues that we need to address around housing and infrastructure and disability services and childcare. But in many ways, the longer this report goes on, it becomes a distraction. And I think for our members and our supporters, they're entitled to know exactly who knew what and when. And then following on from that, recommendations with regard to how Fianna Fáil will select our candidate at the next presidential election.
Today is the last day for sending standard parcels to both Ireland and the UK in time for Christmas. The last day to post standard letters and large envelopes from Ireland to England, Scotland and Wales is December 18th, December 19th for the North and December 22nd for the Republic. However, An Post advises you need to post these items today or very soon for the best chance of a pre-Christmas delivery. It also advises that An Post digital stamps can be used to send letters to Ireland and the UK up to 100 grams. Digital stamps can be purchased through the An Post app on your phone, which gives you a unique code to write on your envelope. Australian officials say a vehicle registered to one of the gunmen who opened fire on Bondi Beach contained improvised explosive devices. 15 people were killed, including a 10-year-old girl, when a father and son targeted crowds celebrating the Jewish festival Hanukkah on Sunday. New South Wales Police Commissioner Mal Lanyon confirmed the pair recently also travelled to the Philippines.
The reasons why they went to the Philippines and the purpose of that is under investigation at the moment. I also confirmed that the vehicle, which is registered to the younger male, contained 2 homemade ISIS flags.
A plan to cut childcare costs will be brought to Cabinet today. Children's Minister Norma Foley will ask her Cabinet colleagues to sign off on Phase 1 of the new strategy. Jessica Woodlock reports.
Minister Foley is set to present her Cabinet colleagues with a memo on the Early Years Action Plan. If signed off on, this will be officially launched tomorrow morning. It's expected to include a series of strategies to get childcare costs down to €200 a month, as promised in the programme for government. Cabinet will also be asked to sign off on a simplification plan for the early learning sector, which aims to reduce the red tape around childcare providers.
A cross-border operation between Gardaí and the PSNI has foiled criminal gangs planning to exploit the border to carry out burglaries in the run-up to Christmas. Yesterday's high-visibility day of action involved officers from a number of units, including neighbourhood policing teams, local policing teams, road policing, tactical support and air support. It targeted criminals who might try to travel between jurisdictions to commit crime and attempt to evade detection. And the weather today will be cold and mainly dry with sunny spells as well as scattered showers. Highest afternoon temperatures of 5 to 8 degrees. That is all from the newsroom for now. We'll be back with headlines at 11 o'clock.
The obituary notices this Tuesday morning, December 16th. The death has occurred of Charlie Maguire, formerly of Culladawson, Killygordon, reposing at McCool's funeral home, Ballybuffet, today and tomorrow from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. Rosary both nights at 9 o'clock. Funeral leaving from there on Thursday at 10:10. For 11 o'clock, Requiem Mass in St Patrick's Church, Crossroads, Killygordon. The interment is in the adjoining churchyard. Requiem Mass can be viewed live on the parish YouTube channel. Family time on the morning of the funeral, please. The death has taken place of Myra Boner, née Philpott, of Drumnacart, Kincasla, formerly of Dublin. Removal from the Eternal Light Chapel of Rest, Mountain Top, Letterkenny at 12:30 to Rorty's funeral home, Derrybeg, Gweedore. Her remains will repose at the funeral home from 2 p.m. until 8 p.m. with rosary at 8 o'clock. Removal after the rosary to her home in Drumnacart. House private to family and friends only tomorrow and family only on the morning of the funeral. Myra's funeral mass will take place on Thursday at 11 o'clock in St Mary's Church, Kincasla. Burials afterwards in Belcritch Cemetery. The death has taken place of Raymond O'Neill, Maharan in Letterkenny, reposing at his home today from 2 p.m. until 8 p.m. Requiem Mass on Wednesday morning at 11 o'clock in the Church of the Irish Martyrs, Gortley, Letterkenny. Burial afterwards in St Eunan's Cemetery, Raphoe. Funeral Mass can be viewed on the Church of the Irish Martyrs YouTube channel. Family time on the morning of the funeral. Family flowers only. Donations if desired to the Donegal Hospice care of any family member. The death has taken place of Agnes McGarrigle, née O'Neill, 142, Lisnafin Park, Strabane, and formerly of Sean Park, Sion Mills, reposing at her home. Funeral leaving there this morning at 11:15 for Requiem Mass in St Mary's Church, Melmount at 12 noon. Interment afterwards in the adjoining cemetery. Family time, please, this morning. The Requiem Mass can be viewed live via the parish webcam. For family information and more details regarding wakes and funerals, please go to highlandradio.com.
Smart employers choose One for All. Reward your staff tax-free now up to €1,500 with gift cards that can be spent directly in-store and online with thousands of retailers on thousands of brands. Give cards physically or digitally, it's gifting made simple. Order One for All gift cards now at any post office or online at onpost.com/business gifting. Terms and conditions apply. The One for All gift card is issued by GVS Prepaid Europe Limited and regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
You're very welcome back to the 9 till noon show. Coming up very shortly, we've got Community Garda information for you. We've got two guests in studio today, so there'll be lots to get through. On the abuse or use of the ambulance services, years ago I was in a bar in Donegal and a man needed a lift to Letterkenny. He started fighting with staff behind the bar so that he got arrested. He was telling people that he would get a lift home to Letterkenny, and he did. It's crazy what some people will do to get a lift home. I believe you 100%, do not get me wrong, but some of this stuff is kind of feels a little bit like I once knew a fella who said something and blah, 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 blah. On potholes, many of these potholes are being caused by ill-repaired waterworks, so maybe the council are not to blame. I'm not sure ultimately if that is the case, who is to blame. I presume the local authority is the overseer of the standard of repairs, are they not? Ree Roads, Black Ice, Letter League and Curravaddy and Letterkenny, drive with care. Still about because it's still nippy out there, so just be careful. My God, Greg, let's increase traffic into most unplanned town in Ireland by centralising the court services. Active travel is not the issue. It's failed policy over a number of years. Now we're having to waste more taxpayers' money on Gardaí to traffic manage. Ridiculous, says Oshin there. Hello, Highland Radio. I was just listening to the advert that someone in Donegal won the lotto. And they've only 3 months to claim it. I think it's less than 3 months now. Is this right with European law? Should it not be longer? They could hibernate to a warmer country for the winter. I'm not really sure if it's 3 months or it's a bit longer. But anyway, I think you're referencing the Euro Millions 500,000 win in Ardara. I think most of those things have a time limit by which you must collect it. But I don't know. Now, on to the roads, and this is a heavy pile, right? This is off the back of many of the conversations we were having yesterday. Why are the roadworks going on at Christmas, says the listener? They really messed everything up. It's terrible to do roadworks at Christmas time. My mother has been in hospital for the past 3 weeks, and it's so difficult to get in and out. There is traffic at all times of the day. It doesn't matter what time of the day it is. Another, the road in from Ramelton is shocking most of the day. It might be okay at 10 a.m. to 12, but the rest of the day is a disaster. Nonsense. I drove home from Dublin on Saturday, left Liffey Valley at 11 a.m, and the first serious traffic I encountered was at the bloody Polestar roundabout when I got home. It does not help. So we had Leonard Watson and Jimmy Stafford in yesterday from Letterkenny Chamber, effectively saying, and it has been my experience, that there are pinch points at certain times of the day, but for much of the day, late night shopping, weekends, that Letterkenny is relatively easy to access given the size of the town for your Christmas shopping. But this caller says he was lucky to be early. I'm in this morning. Traffic was built up right outside, out to the Derry roundabout, and was in doing Christmas shopping, waiting an hour to get out of the new Dunstall car park. Light kept going green. I never got moving. Morning, Greg. These people had an option to vote for the 2% increase in rates to stop the roadworks for a month and chose not to, but typically blame everyone else for the issues. Now, the Chamber had no say in that. Another, I had an appointment in Letterkenny last Saturday morning at 10:30 and the traffic was so quiet, I drove from the hospital down to the town centre and the only one car was in front of me. When I was leaving around 11:30, the traffic was starting to get busy, but it wasn't hectic. Another, the two boys are correct. At times during the day you can move about Letterkenny. Yes, the mornings and evenings are really busy, but that's to be expected in any large town. I'd be more worried if the roads were quiet. It would mean our town was not thriving. Another, there won't be as much traffic about in Letterkenny when the active travel plans are finished, as everyone will be cycling and walking to the shops, which I really look forward to, actually. It'll be like being in Centre Parks when the pubs close. No bus service in Letterkenny, like other big towns. That has to be factored in. Yes, and indeed, that was supposed to be up and running around about now, but it's going to be deferred till at least this time next year. Another, I agree with Leonard and Jimmy. After the morning rush, I've got no problem getting around the town. That comes in from Anne. Rates, I must I read that one actually. And I read that yesterday. On fishing, I was listening to the show about the fishing quotas from the EU. Irish MEPs and the government don't care anymore about Ireland. They get their salaries for being puppets to the EU Commissioner. They might as well send cardboard cutouts of themselves over to the negotiations, and they don't stand up for Ireland at all. That's what James thinks. Another, I've been back in Ireland for 5 years. I used to live in Britain. It is time for Ireland to leave the EU. It's not fair what they're doing to the farmers and fishing industry. We shouldn't be concerned about global warming when we are only a small dot in the ocean. Burning turf fires is going to do climate change no harm. It's time to start over in the Dáil and stand up for Ireland. We need to get rid of the Green Party. Well, the Green Party are gone. But I take your point. Back to fishing, Greg. If Micheál Martin was interested in the fishing industry as he is in increasing the military spend to get us into NATO, we might have more of our fishermen keeping their businesses. Another, the EU is just another authoritarian regime, and we've seen the signs for some time but chose to ignore them. They will trample over small countries like Ireland in order to serve their own interests. We've been the good little boys for way too long. Once again, Britain saw this and we thought they were wrong. But they weren't. And on it goes, more and more coming in. An exciting week for us here on Highland Radio and on the 9 till noon show this week, because we're out and about and I love it. I'm out myself tomorrow with Caroline and Shannon and Joe, and we're going to the City of Derry Airport. And I can tell you in advance, because it's a little bit different this year, we are going to the airport for Home for Christmas. Now, you may well be familiar with Home for Christmas, but if you're not, it is where we sprinkle the Highland Radio Christmas magic and, reunite families or whatever it might be at Christmas time where ordinarily they might not see each other. This year, it's a very, very special one. So if you want your cockles warmed, if I could put it to you like that, then please make sure to listen to the show and watch the show as well tomorrow, if that suits you, if you're at home or working from home or wherever you might be, because we've got Home for Christmas tomorrow, live from City of Derry Airport. It's going to be a Christmas cracker, so please tune in for that. And then on Thursday, I'm delighted to have our very own Sinead Black back on the show. She is going to be coming live into the programme from Dunlow Community Hospital. And if you heard that last year as well, you would know it's a lovely opportunity for us to speak to people who are resident in the Dunlow Community Hospital, get a song or two from Sinead as well too. So we're very much looking for that, looking forward to that. And then on Friday, Sinead Black is joined by our very own Tommy Rosney, and they're coming live from the Archview Lodge Nursing Home in Letterkenny for more of the same. Chatting to the staff, the residents, getting some live music and some Christmas cheer. So that's this week. And that then leads us into next week, where I'm campaigning with Caroline to take the foot off the serious pedal. Let me be free to be happy and joyous and Christmassy. We shall see. Anyway, by the way, coming up on this programme, very shortly, we've got community garden information, but also, too, we've got some live music coming up for you as well. So a great bit of variety on the way. Good luck if you are playing bingo today.
It's time for Vision Ireland Bingo on Highland Radio.
It's Tuesday, the 16th of December. You're playing on the brown sheet for the daily prize of €1,800. The reference number is S12. It's game number 51. The numbers are 82, 64, 52, 65, 24, 29, 9, 5, 7, and finally 58. Phone your claim to 9104833 before midnight, leaving your name, contact number and the name of the shop where you purchased your book, and we'll call you back the next working day. Get all your Vision Ireland bingo information at highlandradio.com.
Millionaire raffle from the National Lottery is back. There's one millionaire guaranteed and over €6.3 million in cash prizes to be won. The draw is on New Year's Eve and tickets are limited to 600,000. Have you got yours? The National Lottery. It could be you. Gift responsibly.
It's here, the new Opel Frontera. Join Manor Motors for the Frontera test drive event and discover the wow, the new family fun SUV from Opel. With big comfort, huge space and room for 7. Choose hybrid or electric and make every drive a new adventure. Get behind the wheel at Manor Motors, your Opel dealer. Now with 5 years unlimited warranty. The new Opel Frontera. Fun has found its family.
Paddy McGurr Machinery Sales Ballyshannon. Stockists of Kuhn Farm machinery, including balers, mowers, tellers and more. We also stock SIP rakes and tellers, Connor slurry equipment, Fleming equipment, Marigon mowers and Agrimaster mulchers. Serving Donegal, Sligo and Leitrim. Call 086 329 8417 for expert advice and great deals. Paddy McGurr, quality machinery, ready when you are.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, offering low-rate car loans with fast approval. Apply online at letterkennycu.ie or in office today.
The
Community
Joseph
Garda
Lipcombe
information
Winter
slot
Sale
is brought
is
to you
now.
by Sheridan Security Systems, monitoring homes and businesses in the northwest for intruder, fire, panic and medical signals. Call Sheridan Security on 91 26025.
Okay, welcome back to the programme. It's 18 minutes past 10 on this Tuesday, the 16th of December, and it's time for this week's Community Garda information. Now, we have a couple of guests in studio with us. I'll say good morning to Sergeant Fergus McGrory. Good morning, Fergus. Thank you very much for joining
Greg.
us. How are you keeping?
Keeping good, thank you.
Right, we'll be coming to you a little later on because we also have Garda Grania Doherty. Hi, Grania.
Morning, Greg.
Good to have you with us, and we're going to focus on the appeals and information with you first, and then some very important information from Fergus in a moment. Right, let's get into those appeals now, and we'll start with information being sought by Gardaí in relation to an assault in Bundoran.
Yes, Gardaí are appealing for information in connection with an alleged assault. It occurred at a takeaway at Main Street, Bundoran, in the early hours of Friday the 12th of December, so between midnight and 20 to 1 in the morning. A man sustained injuries following an altercation with a person or people at that location. So he was taken to hospital to receive medical treatment following this incident, and we're anxious to speak to anybody who may have witnessed this incident. If anybody travelled in and around that location with a dash cam around that time, we're asking them to please make that footage available to us. Anybody with relevant information should contact Gardaí in Ballyshannon on 071-985-8530, and this goes for all of our appeals today, the Garda Confidential line. That can be contacted on 1800 666 111.
Now, a couple of assaults actually, sadly, in Letterkenny, both in the Lower Main Street area, starting with earlier in December.
Yes, so this incident, an alleged assault, occurred at Lower Main Street, Letterkenny, in the early hours of Sunday, the 7th of December, at around 2:35 a.m. So this incident was only recently reported to Gardaí. A man was reported to have been assaulted at that location as he left a premises. He received medical treatment following the incident at Letterkenny University Hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. So if anybody witnessed this incident, or if they have any relevant information or dash cam footage from that area on that date, we're asking them to contact us, Gardaí in Letterkenny, on 9167 100.
And the second assault?
This an alleged assault again happened at Lower Main Street, Letterkenny, at around 1:45 in the morning on Saturday the 13th of December. So Gardaí received a report that a fight was taking place at that location, and when they arrived, they spoke with an injured man, and he stated he had been assaulted by a number of males. This man was taken to Letterkenny University Hospital to receive medical treatment for non-life-threatening injuries. We're appealing to anybody again who may have witnessed this incident or who may have relevant information to contact Gardaí in Letterkenny on 9167 100. And as always, dash cam footage. If anybody was in that area with a dash cam, it would be crucial to our investigation.
Okay, now on to a couple of incidences of alleged criminal damage, starting in Buncrana on the Main Street.
Yes, this incident happened at Main Street, Buncrana, on Sunday the 7th of December at around 4 a.m. So the sign at the front of a business at that location was damaged by two males. One of these males is believed to have been wearing a green Christmas jumper, and the other was wearing a pink shirt. So we're appealing to anybody who may have seen these males in the area, or anybody that was in the area with a dash cam, to make that footage available to us. If anybody can assist with this investigation in any way, we're asking them to contact Gardaí in Buncrana on 932 0540.
Very good descriptions there, right? No excuse for any of this activity, but, you know, I suppose if we're out and about over Christmas and enjoying ourselves, firstly, you know, even if you don't think things are serious, they are serious, but also too in relation to the assaults or the alleged assaults, Grania, we know all too often, don't we, you know, the one-punch assaults and all that type of stuff. You know, people need to focus on, if they're out and about, enjoying themselves and keeping themselves to themselves, because firstly, you could come to the attention of Gardaí, but secondly, these things can turn into very serious instances.
They can, of course, and I think Sergeant McGrory will be talking about these use your brain, not your fists now in a short while in relation to the one-punch assaults.
I think it ties in quite well then to some of these appeals. Okay.
Just also, if anybody is out, of course they're going to be out socialising over the Christmas period, and if anybody ever reports any type of incident taking place, like an assault, criminal damage, we would ask them, please do. You may think it's none of your business, you're being a busybody. We would appreciate just contact the Gardaí and make them aware of what you did see, you know, and give them whatever details that you have.
Yeah, okay. So on Main Street, a green Christmas jumper and a pink shirt, two lads the Gardaí are interested in talking to there. Criminal damage now in Lifford.
Yes, this incident happened in the area of Beechwood Grove, Lifford, in the early hours of Saturday, the 13th of December, so shortly before 25 to 1 in the morning. 3 vehicles at an address in that estate were badly damaged around that time. Substantial damage was caused to the bodywork of the vehicles and the windows were smashed. So we're appealing to anybody who might have observed these incidents to contact Gardaí in Letterkenny on 9167 100. And if anybody travelled in that area or within the general Lifford area with a dash cam between midnight and 1 a.m. on that date, we're asking them also to please make that footage available to us. And again, I'll just give out the number for the Garda Confidential line. They may be contacted on 1800 666 111. And when you contact that number, there's no obligation to leave any of your own personal details. You're through to a sort of an answering service. You just leave whatever brief details that you have, and there's no, you don't need to give your name or any of your own details.
Yeah, and another incident of criminal damage targeting a car in St Johnstone.
Yes, this incident happened in the area of Craigadoos, St Johnstone, on Saturday the 13th of December at approximately 9:25 p.m. So a car was parked up at a house in that area and it was damaged. The 4 tyres were slashed and the bodywork was keyed. So we're appealing to anybody who might have observed any type of suspicious activity, people or vehicles in that area around that time, to contact Gardaí in Letterkenny on 9167 100. And again, as always, it sounds quite repetitive, but dash cam footage really is crucial to all of our investigations.
And I think at this point the listeners get that, and it's important that we mention it with each appeal, but it's because it's so critical to any investigation. And if you were on the wrong end of one of these crimes, you'd be very keen for anything that's out there to be given to Gardaí to help investigations progress. And it's back to Lifford for a criminal damage appeal.
Yes, another criminal damage incident occurred in the area of Tubber O'Neill, Ballindrate, Lifford on Sunday the 14th of December. Between approximately 7:40pm and 7:55pm, a car that was parked up at a premises in that area was set alight between those times. So the fire brigade attended the scene and extinguished the fire, and thankfully nobody was hurt. We're appealing to anybody who might have been in that area with a dash cam again between 7:30pm and 8pm to make that footage available to us. And as you often say, there's no obligation on anybody to go through that footage themselves. Drop it in, we'll do that. We'll go through the footage ourselves. And we're particularly interested in hearing about any sightings of a group of men on foot in that area around that time. Gardaí may be contacted in Letterkenny on 9167 100 with any relevant information.
Right, now, theft from a vehicle in Letterkenny.
Yes, this incident happened at the St Connell's Hospital car park. So not in around the main building itself. It's on the Kilmacrennan Road. The old site where the COVID testing centre was there on the Kilmacrennan Road. It happened on Tuesday the 9th of December between 8:30am and 9am. So a suede mustard coloured River Island handbag, a black River Island purse, and the purse contained a small amount of cash, bank cards and driver's licence were stolen from a parked car between those times from the car park. No damage was caused to the car, so we're appealing to anybody who might have observed any suspicious activity in that area that morning to contact Letterkenny Gardaí on 9167 100. And if anybody again was in the area of the Kilmacrennan Road or within that car park itself with a dash cam, please contact us also.
Yeah.
And we'll just use this opportunity to remind, and this is repetitive, I know, but it is quite a regular occurrence of cars, and we've had quite a number of appeals over the past few weeks in relation to cars being broken into. So just we'd like to remind drivers, lock your car. It doesn't matter if you're parking it in your backyard, your front driveway, a car park down the town, lock it up. Don't leave valuables in your car. And if you're ever out and about and you see anybody snooping in around parked cars in car parks or shopping areas, general public areas, please do contact us immediately.
Yeah, and also too, we are at that time of the year where people might be, daisy chaining between shops and picking up high valued items. Who's to say, we have known in the past that, people can keep an eye out for that, and people are carrying stuff, loading it in. It can be quite clear what it is. They go over to the next shop and either the car can be broken into and that stuff taken, or maybe in a panic they don't close the car. So it's really important at this time that Christmas isn't ruined, because people are very capable of sort of exploiting the fact that you're going from shop to shop to shop. So leave the high-end stuff to the last.
Make that your last stop. Yeah, if you're buying anything of high value, leave it to make that your last stop on your way home. And as well as that, also I think us ladies are very guilty of this. I'm going to, but handbags, and I have done it myself. I know you laugh times I say I've done it myself, but I have done this myself. You think I'm just going to stick it in under the seat. Nobody will know it's there, but you don't know who's watching. You don't know who's in a parked car behind you. They see you doing this, So
I had an empty laptop bag sitting on the back seat of my car for ages. It never really twigged because there's no value in that bag to me as such, right? And then it was off the back of one of these conversations that I realised, well,
they don't know that.
They don't know that. And I could have lose a back window and a €2 laptop bag. So it's just that It's just about thinking. It's not a mistake, right? It's just checking. We're all very busy. We're all up to high dough, and it can be very easy to do that. But, all you need sticking out from under the chair is a little strap.
Well, that's it. Look, you could have a bag from a local phone shop with a phone case worth €10 in it. And for somebody, an opportunist criminal going by, that could be an iPhone 17 in that bag, and the window could be put in, So just put anything in the boot. You're shopping, put it into the boot, out of sight. And as you've already said, anything of high value, do make it your last stop on your way home.
And another crime involving an ESB substation. We did see a bit of a run of these, if I'm not mistaken.
There was, back a few months ago, there was a spate of these. Okay, so it's unfortunate to see this happening again. Yeah, it's a theft incident.
Just get in behind that.
It occurred at an ESB substation in the area of Ardfarna, Bundoran, between 6 p.m. on Monday the 8th of December and 8 a.m. the following morning, Tuesday the 9th of December. So the boundary fence to that yard was forced open and entry gained, and a quantity of green earth wire cable and bare stranded conductor cable was stolen from within the yard. So we're appealing to anybody who might have observed any type of suspicious activity or vehicles in that area or in and around that substation between those times to get in contact with Gardaí and Ballyshannon on 071 985 8530.
Right, we had a couple of queries in relation to this. Lots of people have dash cams now, and one caller contacted us and said they saw a really dangerous driving incident in Letterkenny. They have the dash cam recording of it, but they didn't know how to progress that. And I remember speculating at the time that maybe there's an online portal or what, I don't know. So we thought we'd ask you to get a definitive answer so that it's actually a helpful answer. So what can people do?
Yeah, well, this caller has said that they have a dash cam recording. So this caller really is Letterkenny Gardaí they're looking to speak to. Letterkenny Garda station is open 24/7. My advice is for this caller to go to the station in person and bring that footage in with them to the station. They will be invited then to make a statement of complaint in relation to the manner of driving that they witnessed. Now, there is Traffic Watch Online is an option also. You can access that via the Garda website. But you don't report anything on Traffic Watch Online. It's a matter of urgency. So this already has occurred. So I mean, it's not of an urgent nature. But in reality, they're going to have to come to the station anyway with that dash cam footage to provide it to Gardaí.
And it will have to be accompanied by a statement for it to be actionable?
Yeah, well, when you go to Traffic Watch Online, you have to tick a box there to say that you're aware that a statement will be requested from you and that you will be possibly required to attend court to give evidence. And you can't upload, if you're making a report on Traffic Watch Online, you can't upload the footage via that online form, so you're going to have to call to the station anyway. So the handiest thing in this case is really to call to Letterkenny Garda station and bring the footage with you.
Okay, stay where you are. That's Scott Grania Doherty. That was a run through the appeals and information and your questions for this week. We're going to take a very short break and we're going to come back with Garda Sergeant Fergus McGrory with some advice for you. It's the new Christmas crime prevention personal safety leaflet. We'll be running through some of that after we take this quick break.
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union. Simplify your debts with a debt consolidation loan from Letterkenny Credit Union. Call us on 074 910 2126 or apply online via our app or in office today.
When the turkey from Lidl takes centre stage and looks too good to carve, that's more to value. Just try and resist our crisp, juicy Board B approved fresh Irish whole turkeys from Mackay's family farm in Monaghan. And the tastiest part, they're yours from only $8.99. In store December 20th. Lidl, more to value.
For the perfect gift this Christmas, visit Tinny's Toys in Letterkenny, where you'll find top quality toys at great prices. From Care Bears to Lego, Beyblades to Brooder toys, and our amazing range of kids' electric ride-on cars, Tinny's Toys has something for every wish list. Visit us in store at Leck Road, Letterkenny, or shop the entire range online at tinnystoys.com. Tinny's Toys, much more than just farm toys.
Join me, Marty Freely, every Friday night from 8 for Rocket Hits on Highland Radio in association with Arena 7. Dine in our newly refurbished Woodbury Grill, Bar and Restaurant this Christmas with DJ After in the Bowling Bar. Book your Christmas night out at Arena 7 today.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. And we're not talking about Christmas. We're talking about ordering your 261 at iMotors. The most loved Nissan offer is back. 4K your way. Right now, get €4,000 off a brand new Nissan. Use it as a finance contribution or a trade-in booster. From the ever-popular Qashqai with comfort, tech and reliability to the sporty Juke, the head-turning electric Ariya and the spacious X-Trail. We have the perfect car for you. Plus, the new Micra and new Leaf are on the way and landing in the new year. Visit iMotors Letterkenny or Malin today.
I had problems with my knees for about 7-8 years. I think I'd give Kingsbridge 5 stars just because of the support and help that they gave me before and after the surgery. I was a public patient and the HSE reimbursed the cost.
Republic of Ireland residents can get rapid access to cross-border surgeries at Kingsbridge private hospitals in Belfast and Derry, with medical costs reimbursed by the HSE. Find out more at kingsbridgeprivatehospital.com/cross-border. Kingsbridge, your fast track to 5-star care. Terms and conditions apply.
Now, as I mentioned, Garda Sergeant Fergus McGrory is in studio with me. It's part of this week's Community Garda information. And this Christmas leaflet that's out, there's advice there. There's useful numbers, actually. I think they're useful at any time of the year. And it's in both English and Irish. So talk to me a little bit about this.
Thanks, Greg. This is just a crime prevention, home safety, personal safety leaflet. We've included actually fire safety advice on it as well, just around the Christmas time to try and keep people safe. You see on all our documents that our mission statement is keeping people safe. So we have the information in English and to an Ola Shoff, File, Gaelic, Freshen. So you have the two languages there. Just bits of tips. A lot of what Grania has already spoken about this morning is covered on this stuff there. Like, for instance, now your night out, you're socialising, plan your night out. So they use the acronym PLANS, PLANS, plan your night out. How are you getting there? How are you getting back?
We can often worry about how we're getting there and sort of say, right, we'll figure out how we'll get back. That's a problem.
No,
right?
That's the whole thing about making a plan and not having people standing about the street all night. And this is where the incidents happened. Incidentally, it's ironic that we're in here today, and it ties in nicely that if you think the first 3 items that we spoke about in the notes today are all assaults and they're all at night time. And we always remind people too of the use your fists, not your brain, use your brain, not your fist, campaign. Because statistically it'll tell us that people who get involved in the one punch assault can have a long-term effect, and it's generally males between 18 and 39 years of age.
I was watching an episode of, I can't remember what it was, 24 Hours in Police Custody or something like that there. And it's interesting when you see the camera footage of it, you know, how they sort of, as it unfolds, that you've got, a group of lads, they're having the crack, that camera in the pub, they're just blah, 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 blah. You see a bit of a scuffle. It goes out into the street. Nothing really is happening. One fella swings, the other fella goes down, and next thing you know, your boy's being questioned in relation to a crime associated with murder. The person that cracks their head open. In that instant, like that one punch, next thing you know, the fella is facing a very serious custodial sentence. So it can happen to girls as well, but it's just when you see it laid out in a show like that, you realise how quickly something so significant can happen from nothing.
Yeah, and you're not thinking about it at the time. Maybe you have a few drinks on or whatever, and they could have life-changing consequences for you, life-changing injuries for a start. Maybe you're social exclusion. You're not part of a social group anymore because you're isolated from them. You end up going to court, as you said there. You maybe are going through the process of, even for the ordinary person, being the process of going into a Garda station and being arrested, detained. That's not the normal thing, and it's fairly daunting. Then you maybe get a conviction, and the conviction can have a long-term effect on your maybe applying for a visa to go to a foreign country. You have a previous conviction, or looking for job opportunities, employment opportunities, all those kind of consequences, and it can all happen over that one. And as we always say, use your brain, not your fist. Just if you think about it, take a step back from it. And
well, there's a good piece of advice here that comes in under N. Don't even try and reason with a drunk or aggressive person. Walk away. There's no shame in that.
Let someone know where you're going, when you're going home. Avoid walking alone in dark places. Never attempt, as you say, to reason with a drunk or aggressive person, and be streetwise. Know your surroundings and keep your valuables close. If you're using a taxi firm as well, we'd recommend that you use a reputable taxi firm that you know who's going to get. Never leave your drink unattended as well when you're out at night. You know the consequences that can happen there as well. If you're out this Christmas, take care when you're carrying your handbag, wallet or your smartphone, and keep your belongings in a safe location within view so that you know where they are.
Yeah, I mentioned the Christmas shopping, and it's really good that you're in at this time too, just to research
just
really
to reiterate
effectively, because
the advice.
How you go about your Christmas, and this doesn't mean you can't go out and enjoy it or there's an imminent threat, right? This is about ensuring that your Christmas isn't ruined, right?
That's correct, yeah.
And to eliminate that 1, 2 or 3 events that might actually happen. So out Christmas shopping, what's the
just park in a well-lit area, secure area, secure all the doors and windows. If you have an alarm in the car, set your alarm. Report all thefts or suspicious activity to Gardaí and security staff. Take care of your shopping. Never leave, I think Grania has touched on this already, never leave it unattended, especially in your car. And if you're at an ATM, just take out as much money as you need. And if you keep your PIN covered, and if you see anything suspicious or if you believe the ATM has been compromised, will you please tell the bank and tell the Gardaí? We often talk about 3 things being present when a crime occurs. Number 1, there's an opportunity presents itself. Number 2, there's somebody there that's motivated to commit the crime. And the third thing is that they think they're going to get away with it. So if that opportunity presents to them, they're going to take that chance, and you could become the victim of it very, very quickly.
And of course, too, there are threats in terms of online shopping as well. There's some crazy realistic scams there where you link through from your socials to what appears to be a reputable website.
Yeah.
I fell for one of those, I'm just not going to lie, because it just seemed the price point was not so low, but also not retail. It was, it was in a sweet spot. So they know what they're doing.
When I do talks, Greg, one of the things, and a lot of my talks are focused now on online scams enough because it's so prevalent. One of the first line I always say, if you take nothing else away, if it seems too good to be true, just trust your instinct. So if you're shopping online, check the website for payment security, use credit cards and PayPal, check the seller's reviews, ratings, refund policies, etc. Buy from trusted sources. I think I was on here last year talking about this very same subject at this time of year last year as well, and the statistics are showing that something like 20% of people get caught on some sort of an online scam when they're online shopping. So just check that out. Another one to remind people of as well is scamchecker.ie. If you're looking at something online, if it seems too good to be true, take a note to the website, go into scamchecker.ie, put it in there, and it'll tell you whether they believe it's true or it's genuine or not.
I like to use personally, and this is not advice, but I like to use Google Pay because it creates a individual number per transaction. I always hate putting my regular card in, even if I know the website, because there could be recurring charges on it for whatever reason. Whereas with Google, every transaction is unique, so there can never be any follow-up or chase-ups. But as you say too, with credit cards and with PayPal, there also are some potential protections there as well. Home safety advice. This might seem obvious, okay, but unfortunately people gain access through open doors, windows that are jars, double back doors that aren't closed. That's why we talk about this stuff. It's not just to fill time.
And statistically too, a number of burglaries happen in the evening time when the houses are occupied and when people are maybe at the back. The way the houses are designed, that the living quarters are at the back, front doors left open. So secure all your doors and windows and use your alarm. Do not leave large amounts of cash at home. That's an advice we give all the time, and it continues. Unless you need to have cash at home, I would advise you to put it into a financial institution like bank, post office, credit union. Record details of your valuables. Put your presents under the Christmas tree on Christmas morning. If you're visiting family or friends, make your home look like it's occupied. Leave some lights on. Use the timer switches. Whatever you have to do to make it look. Don't let your house. Don't let the burglar drive up that road and think that this house is unoccupied.
No.
If you're expecting deliveries, also make sure that someone is there to collect them, and arrange a trusted neighbour if you're going to be away at the time.
All right, and as you mentioned, you're including fire safety here because this is it's a time of year too we can overload plug boards and stuff as well. It's really important that we take account that we're not putting ourselves at any increased risk.
Yeah, and it's just there's a piece of it's useful information there, and it's in both languages, as I said. Lots of useful information this time. Fire safety in particular this time of year, and again, spoil the festive season by maybe having a fire in the house, and that could have been avoided. Maybe leaving a candle on some sort of surface like a plastic or fiberglass surface, leaving candles lit when you're leaving the room. maybe putting on Christmas tree lights and overloading sockets with numbers of plugs. Just being smart. Watering fresh trees daily, make sure that they last longer and they're more resistant to fire. So that kind of stuff there as well. And the smoke alarms, just make sure your smoke alarms are working and test them. And if there's any obvious dangers of fire, would you please just don't ignore them.
Right, and generally speaking, if anyone has any increase in terms of safety, be it in a business, a community, sports, an organisation, whatever, you're only a phone call away.
I'm only a phone call away, and I have an email address as well, dg.crimeprevention@garda.ie. I have spent, I'm in this job nearly 2 years now, and I spent a lot of time going out giving talks to community groups. So I'm available to do that if any group wants me to come out there and have a chat with them. And I'm very happy to do it. That's part of our job, keeping people safe.
All right, thanks. Where can people get this leaflet, by the way?
Those leaflets will be available from tomorrow and most Garda stations around the county.
And there's also some very useful numbers, including mental health support, contact details in the event of a sexual assault. If people are struggling financially, emotionally,
we have St Vincent de Paul, we have Pieta, we have the domestic violence services, and we have the numbers for all the for Buncrana, Ballyshannon, Milford, Letterkenny Garda stations, and other emergency services like the ESP, Donegal County Council, and the water. They're all there on the back of that leaflet as well.
Good stuff. Thanks very much, Fergus. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Greg. Happy Christmas.
Sergeant Fergus McGrory, happy Christmas to you, Grania. Thank you. You were sitting there taking it all in. Fair play to you.
It's the longest I've ever sat in quiet.
I could see the knees going. I want to say something. Thanks very much indeed for that. All right. That was Community Garda information, an extended version for you this week. It's back for the last show before Christmas next Tuesday, just after the 10 o'clock news. We're going to be back with more, including some excellent live music on the way after we take a break.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union. Digital loans now available. Apply online or via our app today and get your loan transferred directly to your current account.
Mace Ballymacool is now open at the Gatehouse Ballymacool, Letterkenny. We're here for you 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Pop in for a fresh Bewley's coffee, enjoy your hot and cold deli, and explore our full grocery and bakery range, plus off licence. Mace Ballymacool, your new local convenience store, now open.
You catch them in the corner of your eye. Distinctive, by design. They move you, even before you drive. The all-electric Cupra Tavascan and Born. Now with flexible PCP finance and an SEAI grant booster to €7,000. Search Cupra and discover our latest offers. Cupra. Design that moves. Finance provided by way of hire purchase agreement from Volkswagen Financial Services Ireland Limited. Subject to lending criteria. Terms and conditions apply. Volkswagen Financial Services Ireland Limited. Trading as Cupra Financial Services is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
Your local Cupra dealer is DMG Motors, Clara Road, Donegal Town. Telephone 074 9721 396.
Indulge yourself with friends or a loved one at the Spa at Orchids at the Holyrood Hotel in Bundoran. A midweek or weekend spa break is the perfect way to escape from life for a while. Take a leisurely walk along the Atlantic coast. Enjoy a dip in our private pool, a plunge in our Canadian hot tub, and treatments of your choice before dining in one of the Holyrood Hotel's acclaimed restaurants. The Spa at Orchids. Book now at holyroodhotel.com.
Running a business isn't easy, but accessing support should be. The new National Enterprise Hub is the single source for all government support for your business. With over 180 supports in one place, it's easier than ever to find grants, advice, training, and more. And don't worry about not knowing what you need. Our helpful team will guide you every step of the way. Visit neh.gov.ie to learn how we can help. The National Enterprise Hub. Support starts here, an initiative of the Government of Ireland.
Highland Radio weather updates with McElhinney's. Find Christmas inspiration for everyone, from top beauty gifts to perfect last-minute ideas. Visit us in Ballybuffet to explore the full range, or shop online anytime at mcelhinney's.com.
So now, the frost and mist and fog will gradually clear. Today will be cold and mainly dry with good sunshine and a few showers across the region. Temperatures of 4 to 7 degrees with a mostly light southwesterly breeze. Rightio. Now, in relation to potholes, and hi Greg, You're on about roadworks. Clonmany is a disgrace coming from Buncrana on Saturday night. The new pipes which are being put in burst, and the debris, etc., is on that road, and it's everywhere. While we need that road fixed, as it's the main road from Buncrana to Clonmany, we need more care in it being done. Carndonagh Courthouse always had a role as a hub for the community. In 1894, the world-famous cowboy appeared to a packed house there. Okay, and I've got the poster here as well. Captain Jack Crawford. Right, now, let us say a very good morning to two guests. So we'll say good morning to, first, Danny McCafferty, who plays Liam in a new show set, a new feature set in Donegal, and it's Dúirt Ban Lum. I hope I'm close enough, Danny. My apologies if I'm not.
No, Dúirt Ban Lum, yes, it's close enough. It's all good.
Okay, not so bad. Good morning to you, and good morning, Daniel Butner, director. Thank you so much for joining us as well, Daniel.
Good morning. Good morning.
Right, so the show, the feature set in Donegal. Talk to us firstly about the programme, and then I suppose we'll talk about what features as part of that conversation too.
Well, it's a half-hour TV drama, so it is. It's 25 minutes, a one-off TV drama, a kind of one-off story that was commissioned by RTE, RTE Storyland. It's a scheme that's going a good lot of years now, and this is the first one that's ever been done in Irish. And it was all filmed locally here in Donegal with local actors and also Kurdish-speaking actors as well. It's a thriller told from two perspectives. Over the course of one single bonfire night, where a misunderstanding kind of spirals, and we follow an Irish-speaking family and a Kurdish-speaking family while they kind of navigate just rising tension over the course of a single afternoon. So we've literally, it was commissioned in August and we filmed it in October, and we finished it there 2 weeks ago, and it went on to TV last Thursday evening.
It's a remarkable turnaround, isn't it? How challenging is it as a director to get a story across, especially from two perspectives, in 25 minutes?
Yeah, it was all go, but as I say, the big thing I think is just having the cast who are able to, there was big themes and big scenes, but we just got really great in the cast. Say Danny is there, and there was Megan Armitage from Creesla, and even from the Kurdish point of view, there was Zach Muradi and Sarush Max Alimi, who grew up in Sligo and Leitrim, and they came and did the Kurdish side. So it was tough. It's also just trying to be natural in two languages, and we had young people and kids as well, and all the youngsters were great. They all came through Arkland Gidor after doing a few workshops, and they were just very natural. And I have to say, all around, it makes it a lot easier when the actors are all brilliant and they can just step up to the plate.
Yeah, one of them being Danny McCafferty. Danny, what was this project like for you?
No, it was good. It was a kind of a strange one how we became involved, because I didn't know Daniel was involved in the project, and we talked for a lot of years about doing something together, And he got in contact with me one day saying he was in Dublin and to meet up or whatever. And I was busy. I was coming to get back to Donegal to do something. I had an application, and I was quite busy, and I kind of fobbed him off a little bit, to be honest with you. And then the next day I sat down and I opened up the script, and the name on the script was Daniel. I was like, oh, that's why he was calling me to meet up yesterday. So I got in contact with him. So that's how it kind of came about. But it was a good, fun project for me now, I have to say. I really enjoyed it. Put a lot of work into it. There was a lot of conversations I had to get, because my character has quite a journey from being quite passive at the end to being, we'll say, very active by the end of it. So we had a lot of conversations around what sort of shape that journey should take, and we pulled it off, I think, and it came across very well,
Yeah, it's beautifully shot. The scenery looks beautiful. The whole thing looks absolutely wonderful. How hard's that to achieve, Daniel?
It was, like I say, we're kind of spoiled for scenery around here, but it's just the weather plays ball. Like our opening scene is down in Maharorty Beach, and just the sky's just open, and you just seen the whole kind of Derry Bay Mountains. But if you were there maybe a day before or a day after, you'd be kind of, I don't know, hanging on for dear life with the wind. So I think we got very lucky with the weather as well. We had a very kind of mild week. It was a very packed few days to get all the story in.
Yeah, I can imagine. And I've been watching some of the footage. I haven't got to see it yet. Is this a self-contained story, Daniel? Could it be extended? Could further episodes, if I could put it like that, be commissioned? Could it be thrown into a 2-hour narrative production?
Well, I'll tell you what the answer I would have to that. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. You, Danny, you go for that one. Yeah.
I have been inundated with people saying, "Is that it? Is there more coming? You're going to add another bit to that, or is there more episodes coming?" Either that, or people have been asking my brothers, and they've been asking me, "So is that it? There's another bit coming, isn't there? There's another bit coming." So I think that kind of, for me anyway, that answers that.
I think, Daniel, were you being a wee bit clever there? Saying, "All right, we'll give you 25 minutes, but yourself if you want the rest."
Geez, yeah, we're just happy it came together, but sure, we might have to get the finger out.
Yeah, no, listen, it's a fantastic thing to be involved in. An amazing turnaround. It really is quite remarkable. Is that just how the ducks lined up, Daniel, or were you under that level of pressure, through the commission?
I think that's actually how that scheme is, and they probably want you to work quick because, like, kind of TV drama is fast paced. So. And it's this is my first time doing anything for the telly. The producer was the same way, and my friend Declan McGrana, he was a cinematographer. So for a lot of us, it was a step up, but they probably wanted us to work at a very fast pace. And in some ways, it's great because you don't think, you just have to get it done. And if you spent longer, it would take longer. And I suppose it creates a very high intensity to work at, and sure, it's great to just get it up on its feet and kind of it all came together, to be honest. So,
right, it's available for anyone to watch. It's really quite easy, of course, to access. You can check out the RTE player through the web browser or the app. It's also on TG Cahir as well, so there's no excuse not to watch it. And it's a 26-minute feature, a TV film, I suppose would be one of the best ways to describe it. Danny McCafferty, thank you so much for joining us. Well done. I really am looking forward to this one. And Daniel Butler, thank you so much for joining us as well.
Cheers. Thanks.
Look after yourself, and they're both involved in that project. Duirch Banlum, which is available for you to watch now on RTE Player, as I say, or on the TG Cahir Player. It's a one-off 25-minute TV drama. Think of it as a TV film, and it's available there to go now. It's astonishing. Filmed in October, only commissioned the August beforehand, and it's the first Irish language one-off film. And if you're interested, if that's not enough, Guidor's in there, Falcara's in there, Godhawk Matarorty, and I was looking at some footage of it, and it just looks absolutely lovely. Right, so this week, by the way, on the show, I just want to let you know what's coming up. We've got some live music coming up, actually, for you after 11 o'clock. But tomorrow, we are coming to you live from the city of Derry Airport. No, we aren't flying, we are broadcasting, and it's part of our Home for Christmas. So, you know the story with Home for Christmas, don't you? You've heard it in previous years. It is where we sprinkle the Highland Radio magic on some people's lives to make Christmas extra special for them, and in some cases, as a unit, Christmas happen, if that makes sense. So please tune in for that. Watch it. You'll really, really enjoy that. On Thursday, Sinead Black will be live from the Dunlow Community Hospital talking to residents, maybe getting a song, certainly plenty of chatting to some of the staff there as well. And we're looking forward to that. And she's back on the road then with Tommy Rosney this time on Friday, as we'll be coming to you live from the Archview Lodge Nursing Home in Letterkenny. And then next week, Christmas week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we've got loads lined up for you as well to keep you in that festive mood. If there's anything nice that you want to pass on, maybe someone has come home that you haven't seen for a while, maybe you're fully in the swing of things, maybe random acts of kindness, anything that you wish to pass on to us, we're more than happy to talk about and platform that stuff too. 086 60 25,000 is the WhatsApp and text number.
The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, with monster loans available up to €60,000 for all occasions. Visit letterkennycu.ie.
This Christmas, wear the magic of the Donegal crest. Try the new Donegal Hydra range. Tees, polos and fleece tops. Perfect gifts for every Donegal supporter this festive season. Brian McCormick Sports. In-store or online at bmcsports.ie. Kitting out Donegal since 1995.
Christmas is in the air and Cadbury Secret Santa is back. If you would like to send a free chocolate bar to someone special, then look out for the special Cadbury Secret Santa posters in and around Donegal. Or search for Cadbury Secret Santa to find out more. 18 plus. Free service on selected products while stocks last until December 21st. For full terms and conditions, visit www.cadbury.ie.
Celebrate this festive season with a meal to remember from Dunnes Stores. Slice into our show-stopping succulent Irish beef sirloin with sizes starting from just $19.99. Mix and match any two for $5.50 on a range of delicious vegetable sides. And finish in style with our new creamy profiterole dessert for just €5. And better yet, you can save more with your 10.50 voucher. Make Christmas for everyone at Dunnes Stores. Terms and conditions apply. Vouchers can be used on next grocery shop.
Discover your favourite brands this holiday season at Evolve Clothing. Whether it's Ralph Lauren, Tommy Hilfiger or more, you'll find the perfect festive look waiting for you. With 1,800 free parking spaces at Letterkenny Retail Park, holiday shopping has never been easier.
Imagine sinking into a perfect comfort every night. At Restex Beds, we believe a better sleep means a better life. Choose from our vast range of quality mattresses and find the one that's perfect for you. Restex Beds, Mountaintop, Letterkenny. Leave the rest to us.
Burglars are now doing their Christmas shopping. And guess what? They might just be calling with you. Install a wire-free burglar alarm from Sheridan Security Systems before December 31st and get 6 months round-the-clock monitoring free. Contact us today on 912-6025 for a free quotation. Have a peaceful Christmas with Sheridan Security.
The county's #1 talk show, the 9 till noon show on Highland Radio.
Good morning, it's 11 o'clock and time for a news update. Let's say good morning once again to Donna Marie Doherty.
Thanks, Greg. Good morning. An Irish South MEP is calling for the use of interlock devices on the cars of people who've been detected drug driving more than one time. Cynthia Niwerku has hit out at the stark rise in drug driving offences seen before the courts. In Donegal Town District Court, there was a 67% increase in drug driving cases, while in Letterkenny the figure was 52%. The device will only enable the driver to start the car by producing a sample which tests negative for drugs. A suspected Bondi Beach gunman has awoken from a coma in hospital. Police say 24-year-old Naveed Akram is conscious. Officers say he and his father, who died, killed 15 people at a Jewish festival after being inspired by Islamic State. IS flags and improvised explosives were found in the car used by the pair, and police are investigating a potential terror training trip to the Philippines last month. Gardaí are investigating 2 assaults on Lower Main Street, Letterkenny. The first happened early on Sunday the 7th of December and the second in the early hours of Saturday, December 13th. In both cases, men were injured and treated at Letterkenny University Hospital. Gardaí are now appealing for witnesses or anyone with footage of either incident to come forward. The Agriculture Minister says it's now less likely the EU vote on the Mercosur deal will happen this week. Italy and France are calling for it to be delayed, wanting more safeguards to protect farmers. The European Commission is hoping to sign the accord by the end of the year. Energy bills are going to go up again from next year. Prices will rise around €1.75 a month to pay for work on the national grid. Upgrades are needed for the system to prepare for storms and for new infrastructure like the Metrolink. And finally, a handbag containing several important items was stolen from a car in the St Connell's Hospital car park area in Letterkenny on Tuesday the 9th of December in broad daylight. The mustard-coloured suede River Island handbag was taken between approximately 8:30 and 9 o'clock in the morning. It contained a black River Island purse, a small amount of cash and bank cards, as well as a driver's licence. The car itself was not damaged, and Gardaí are urging the public to ensure their vehicles are locked, particularly while doing the Christmas shopping. That's all for now. We'll be back with more news at 12 noon.
Thanks so much, Donna Marie. Right, coming up in this hour, in fact, very soon indeed, you may have seen and heard Maria Doherty and her dad, Hugh P. They're from Inishowen, but they've become a hit on social media singing your favourite Christmas carols, and they're in studio to talk to us about their Christmas musical countdown adventure and also to sing for us. So if you want to watch that too, hop on to our YouTube channel, Highland Radio Ireland, on the YouTube app, on your Fire Stick or your smart TV or on your mobile devices. We're across Facebook and on the X platform. So that's coming up after this really short break.
I am the storm that pounds for hours, for days on one side of your head. I am your migraine. Light blinds. Sound pierces. You can't escape my nausea. If you've lived with me for years, talking to your doctor may help. Learn more at migraineaware.ie, brought to you by Pfizer Healthcare Ireland.
Another €1,000 to give away today. This time it's on the John Breslin Around the Northwest radio programme. €1,000 today, which is Tuesday, of course, then Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. So there's 4 chances to win €1,000. It's still a fantastic competition to be a part of, because just before Christmas next week, in fact, we are going to give away a brand new car. It's a beautiful Renault Symbioz. It's worth in excess of €35,000. It'll come to you fully equipped on 261 plates, and it can be yours all for as little as €10. You can still get into the draw, by the way. You've as much chances of winning now as if you had bought the first tickets for the remaining draws, and you can be in 4 draws for €1,000 and 1 draw for a car worth over €35,000. If you want to be in the hat for today's draw and the rest of the competition, John Breslin, as I say, will be giving away €1,000 on his show just after 2. But you can still get your tickets right now. If you've got some spare cash, you can do so within your means and have a bit of crack. You never know. You could be €1,000 richer, indeed the owner of a brand spanking new Renault Symbioz worth over €35,000. If you want to make sure you're in that draw, call us now. Call us now 074 91 25,000, and we'll make sure you are in that draw. Right, okay. We are going to say good morning now to our guests, Maria Doherty and her dad, Hugh P. Maria, good morning to you.
Hello, Greg. How are you?
I'm all right. I was just about to come over to you and I saw she's taken her headphones off.
My head is very small.
No, it's perfectly fine. So it's good to be modest. That's what you mean, is it? No. Hugh P., good morning to you. How are you?
Hello, Greg. I'm good. So far, anyway.
So far, brilliant. Come here, used to performing together, have become quite the hit on social media. Maria, do you want to explain what you have undertaken and how it all came to pass?
Okay, well, I suppose me and Daddy have been playing music now for a good number of years.
About 17, I think.
17 years. And we play at a lot of different sort of events and concerts and weddings and all sorts of different things. And we were doing a concert there recently and with, Patsy Kavanagh, who wrote Home to Donegal.
Yes, of course, yeah.
So, and that was a wonderful day. And we were actually just talking to somebody and about social media, and they were saying how I am absolutely awful at social media and how I never put anything up, and I think maybe, Greg, I should have been born about 50 years ago, I don't know, but anyway, so I decided, what would be nice for Christmas, to put a couple of wee songs up on social media for Christmas to just give everybody a wee bit of cheer. And then that turned into thinking, well, maybe we should do one every day. And now I don't know if that was the right thing to think, because it's been a lot of work, but it's been very beautiful to, the idea was just to give people a little bit of that Christmas spirit and a wee bit of joy, you know, around this time of year.
Well, we want it and we need it. There's a huge appetite for it.
Yeah.
And then you decided to go to different venues, or was that part of the master plan?
Oh, there was no master plan, I'm telling you. But no, it was just, you know, the way some people maybe at this time of year are feeling a wee bit lonely, or maybe just are having a hard time at Christmas, or maybe just the busyness of the whole season is taking away from that joy and the nice feeling of Christmas, what it should be all about. So really it was just that idea of giving people back a little bit of the nice Christmas spirit and just a bit of joy this time of year. And then we had started out doing them locally, so we did a couple in our local chapel, a couple of the hymns like Silent Night, Away in a Manger. We had a couple in our front living room, didn't we, Daddy?
We did indeed, yes, in front of the Christmas tree.
And then we decided, you know what, it'd be nice to show people some of the other lovely businesses and different things that are about that have put in a lot of effort. So we went into a couple of our local hotels who had beautiful Christmas trees, and one of them had a big grand piano, so I got to play that, which was really lovely. And then we were thinking about maybe doing something a little bit more entertaining, a bit more fun,
a bit more enterprising.
Yeah, and we decided, do you know what? You know Wild Ireland, Greg? It's a beautiful place.
Yes, of course.
So Killian there said that if I wanted to come up and feed the reindeer and do Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which was absolutely, it was such great fun.
If you tell me now you had bears on backing vocals, I'm cutting the feed straight.
No, but she was feeding the reindeer, Greg. So,
absolutely lovely. Well, come here. We've got so much conversation because we want to signpost people to where they can enjoy not just what's to come, but what you've done already. And that's the wonder of social media. It's in your own power to do it, which I think is fantastic. Already, by the way, people are messaging in, talking about that cheer that you've brought.
Really?
You
so
said
nice.
that's what you wanted to do, and that's what they're saying as well, and it's become part of their day now to look out for it. So you're going to do two. Which one do you want to do first, Maria? Because I want to have a chat to Hugh as well when we've, and then we'll finish with another one. So what do you want to do first?
I think I'll start off with one, A Winter's Tale. You know that one?
Of course.
It's a nice Christmas song.
We'll give it a go anyway.
So I'll just have to pull off the headphones here, Greg.
No problem. You do that, and I'll just introduce it whilst you do so. I'm keeping an eye on you, Hugh. Okay, so this is Winter's Tale for Maria Doherty and her dad, Hugh P.
The nights are colder now. Maybe I should close the door. And anyway, the snow has covered all your footsteps, and I can follow you no more. The fire still burns at night. My memories are warm and clear, but everybody knows it's hard to be alone at this time of year. It was only a winter's tale, just another winter's tale. And why should the world take notice of one more love that's failed? It's a love that can never be, though it meant a lot to you and me. On a worldwide scale, we're just another winter's tale. While I stand alone A bell is ringing far away. I wonder if you hear, I wonder if you're listening. I wonder where you are today. Good luck, I wish you well, for all that wishes may be worth. I hope that love and strength are with you for the length of your time on earth. It was only a winter's tale, just another winter's tale. And why should the world take notice of one more love that's failed? It's a love that can never be, though it meant a lot to you and me. On a worldwide scale, we're just another winter's tale. It was only a winter's tale, just another winter's tale. And why should the world take notice of one more love that's failed? It's a love that can never be, though it meant a lot to you and me. On a worldwide scale, we're just another winter's tale.
Absolutely fantastic. That's Winter's Tale there from Maria Doherty and her dad, Hugh P. Hugh, it must be lovely to perform with your daughter. Can you hear me, Hugh? You can? No, we've lost them. I was asked the same.
You just lost Daddy there.
Hugh, come back to us. No, okay. We'll get back to Hugh in a second. Maria.
Hold on 1 wee second. I'll give him my headphones.
No. Joel sort that out. It's grand. It's
You
all
can
right.
chat to me then.
Yeah, okay. Maria, where else do you perform music other than this adventure you're on with your dad?
So we do it at a lot of different things like weddings, concerts, just different places. Greg, we do a lot of dances and we do different places.
Flat out stuff. All right, okay. Hugh,
You have him back.
Hugh, can we have your votes, Hugh, from the Liechtenstein judges?
Sorry, Greg, I lost you there for a minute and the headphones were... Yes.
No, I was going to ask you because I thought it might be an interesting question. What it's like performing with your daughter, I suppose, in this on this adventure, but also with all the other gigs that you do together.
Yeah, it's great. I'll tell you, she keeps me on my toes, Greg. I've been playing now a lifetime. I'll not say how many years, but I've played with different people, different bands, different groups, and all great. But it's a whole totally new experience when you're singing with your daughter, you know. And the thing about it is, when we want to practice, we just go into the front room. We don't have to meet up somewhere, you know. And it's good. It's good.
We know what each other's thinking too. We can tell by a wee nod or a wink.
You make sure your dad's thinking what you're thinking.
All we have to do is just give a look, you know, and sometimes the looks can be a wee bit, you know, sort of...
we know what each other's thinking.
It's interesting, isn't it, how you're, and you see it with the musicians, how you do communicate whilst you're performing too, the little subtle acknowledgements.
Just a wee look or a raised eyebrow or something, you know, and that tells it all, you know.
Maria, what's the social media accounts people can check you out on?
So we've been going on YouTube for quite a while now. We have quite a good following on YouTube, don't we, Daddy?
Yeah, we do, yeah.
For some reason, Greg, we have for this Christmas countdown, we've actually people from all around the world have been tuning in. It's been so nice. They've been coming in from Japan and Australia and Canada and all sorts of places.
Yeah,
and I think maybe the YouTube has worked really well for us, for people from around the world. So that would be our main one.
Yeah, and YouTube is, the different platforms have different sort of, like, some of it's just about scrolling, and then others, like, if you're getting good traction on YouTube, people are actively tuning into it, if you know what I mean. And it's, you know, it's a very, and there can be a really nice organic feel to it, because the growth sort of comes from word of mouth or sharing, and it's nice.
Yeah, I think that, as you say, they choose to listen to YouTube, and we actually have a few songs on there, don't we, Daddy, that have done really well?
Yeah, we've one on there, Greg. It's done really well. It's an old American bluegrass thing. It's actually got over 10 million views there at the minute, you know.
Well, it's not on my list, lads. What do you play it
no,
with?
it's not. It's not a Christmas. It's not a Christmas song. Sorry, Greg.
No. This is not a Christmas
I
one.
know
This one's been up.
But arguably, if it was possible, we could sort of insert that one now and then finish.
We're very bad at.
I
told you we were bad at the social media, Greg, but we're very bad at promoting. We need a manager or something to promote us. We're very bad. I think all
I'm
Irish
not putting you
people
on
are.
pressure. We're going to hear you sing "Oh Holy Night" shortly. But if you felt you could segue in that one now, or do you different instruments, different tuning? It's not doable, is it?
I've talked myself into it there, haven't I, Greg?
Well, see, I'm trying to give Hugh. I'm trying to give you an out, right? But you're kind of giving yourself in. So what? Should we give it a rattle? No.
Oh,
yeah,
Lordy.
I'm game.
If you
game,
want us
game
to.
for anything. Now, this could be rough, Greg.
Doesn't matter.
we
It's not
hadn't
going to be rough.
planned to do this at all.
I know that, and that's why I was giving Hugh all the outs. But he's chomping at the bit, Maria.
Yes, not. And Greg, sorry, just while Dad is getting ready there, you had said what social media? So yeah, YouTube, and then we have started putting it on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Well done.
So we began all those. I think that Facebook is the main one for the Christmas countdown. If people want to tune in there, we have a little short every day.
Excellent. Right. So what are we doing now, Maria? Introduce it to us.
Well, we're doing the one that you've talked
Yeah,
us
go
into.
on.
So
10
this is a
million
song
views.
called. Oh golly! This is a song called "I Heard the Bluebird Sing," and it's not a Christmas one. So I'm sorry to anybody who.
Listen, we'll get back
We'll
on
give it a go.
brand. We'll get back on brand after.
Oh, and if we remember the words, too, right? Okay, go ahead, Dad. You give it a go.
I met a girl out in the hills, she gave my lonely heart a thrill. Her beauty seemed just like a breath of spring. And when I looked into her eyes, I thought of blue midsummer skies. And when I held her hand in mine, I heard the bluebirds sing. They sang of wondering
if you love her.
will she marry?
Marry if you'll ask her.
Will her heart
Heartbeat true for him for then and
evermore?
evermore.
And when she's lonely,
Lonely is he near her?
when there's sadness,
Sadness will he cheer her?
will they
Always be together
until in death they part?
I courted her for months on end until she promised we would wed. We planned on being married in the spring. All through the long cold winter months it seemed like spring would never come. And every gloomy winter's day I heard the bluebirds sing.
They sang of waiting
for the flowers
and of counting
every hour.
till the
Bluebird chirps his welcome into the world once more.
And though we're
Waiting for the sunshine,
we keep hating
every storm
that
cloud
is
gathered o'er the mountains to keep us far apart. And when at last spring touched the earth, we were married in that village church. Our wedding seemed just like a dream come true. Though many years have come and gone, our love is still as true and strong as when I found her long ago. And still the bluebirds sing.
we sang of
Loving every hour,
that I'm
married to my flower.
we'll be
Happy ever after, as soon as the day we met.
and though we're older
Love is sweeter,
we'll grow fonder
of each other.
we'll be sweethearts
Sweethearts close together until the end of time.
Oh, okay. Impromptu, and we should never have doubted ourselves, Maria. We got all the words, and it sounded fantastic. And
thank you so much,
Hugh
Greg.
got to flex
Thank
his
you.
fingers a bit more too, as well, which was fantastic. Hugh,
He
thanks
sure
for
did.
that. That was amazing. Well done. I'm really so glad we went down that route. Loved it.
Well, I don't know. I should have oiled my fingers before I came
Well,
up here.
say nothing now, because from our perspective it was perfect. So don't say anything can chip away from that. Lots
Thank
of
you,
nice messages coming in. Hi, Greg. My uncle in Chicago passed away a year ago at aged 85, and he loved listening to Hugh P and Maria all the way over there. Lovely to hear them live on the radio. That comes in from Marie. And Marie, of course, sorry that
that's
you
so
lost
nice.
your dad, but it's nice because you are intertwined now into their memories, and isn't that a beautiful? Isn't that a beautiful thing?
That's amazing.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Marie. Sorry about your dad, but it was beautiful that he was connected to us all here.
Exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Saw
great.
this beautiful dad and daughter in on Grianon at Jim Lamont's book launch. They're fabulous, and Maria is a gem. Hi, Greg. Enjoying your guests, Hugh P and Maria, two of Inishowen's finest musicians. Their Advent carols are top class. That's from Breed. And great to hear Hugh P and Maria on Highland live. Enjoyed their music on the TV and YouTube for many years, and they're great musicians and lovely people. And Margaret Diver on Facebook, absolutely beautiful, Hugh and Maria, and also Elaine.
Wow.
Saying that was absolutely fabulous. Right, okay. So
those were such lovely comments.
great.
I
yes,
appreciate it.
indeed. Okay,
Gee,
that's just
thank you so much,
that's just
everybody.
an unsolicited sample of some
Wow.
comments that are coming in your direction. Right, so is there anything that you want? I mean, we've mentioned the social media and what you're doing. Is there anything coming up that you want to mention before we play out, Maria?
I'm not sure, Greg. Well, I suppose we've been working very hard on a new CD, haven't we, Daddy?
We have indeed, yeah. And,
So-
that's our next project.
Excellent.
Well,
Will you
it's,
keep
it's
us
not
in
a
the loop?
project.
Go on,
Yeah.
it's not a project.
will.
What is it?
It's not a project. It's almost finished, actually. So
Wow,
it's an almost finished project, I suppose. Yeah.
Lovely stuff.
So we're hoping to have finished now early in the new year, Greg. You know.
Okay, well,
We're
keep us
trying
in the loop.
to. Yeah, we're trying to. We've decided as I was saying to you earlier, I think Irish people are a bit known for hiding their light under a bushel, and I think we've been the worst at that. And we're, I suppose, just trying to. I suppose when God gives you a gift, you have to use it, right? And we've been really bad at that. So just trying to not think, well, I'm not good enough to do that, and to just do it anyway, and hopefully somebody will like it. And it seems that they do.
Some of the most difficult hurdles to overcome are ones we place in front of ourselves.
Definitely,
in a
that
way,
is
yeah.
100% right, Greg.
True, that's very true,
100%
Greg.
right.
Yes.
What are you going to finish with, Maria?
We're going to do one that I think is, for me, the song that what Christmas is all about. So we thought that we'd do this one now. This is Oh Holy Night. So hopefully your listeners like this one.
Okay, this is, again, just to remind you as they get prepared, Maria Doherty and her dad Hugh P. Check them out on social media, right across all social medias, for their Christmas musical countdown adventure. So whenever you're ready.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Saviour's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees. Oh, hear the angels' voices. Oh, night divine. Oh, night when Christ was born.
with glowing hearts. By his cradle we stand, so led by light of a star so sweetly gleaming. Here came the wise men from the Orient land, the King of Kings lay thus in lowly manger. In all our trials, born to be our King. He knows our needs. He guardeth us from danger. Behold our King, before him lowly bend. Behold our King, before him lowly bend. Fall on your knees. Oh, hear the angels' voices. Oh, night divine. Oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine. Oh, night divine. Oh, night divine. Oh, night. Oh, holy night.
Thank you, Maria. That was absolutely beautiful, and thank you. Thanks for
Aw.
calling in to us. Really appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much, Greg.
All right, and the
We're
best of luck with
delighted that
everything
you
into the
could have us
future.
on.
It's our pleasure. Thank you. Real treat.
Thanks so much, and thanks
Okay.
everybody for listening.
Thank you,
Indeed.
Greg. Thank you very much.
Bye
And
bye,
just
Hugh.
thanks to all the people who commented there. Thank you very much, folks. Thank you.
Okay, and check out Maria Doherty and Hugh P for more back after the break.
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union, now offering mortgages from 40,000 to 600,000 euro with no hidden fees or transaction charges. Letterkenny Credit Union, 9102127.
Donegal at night. It's lively, it's ours. Let's be safe and sound. Whether you're at the cinema, a show, a match, or just out for a stroll, we all play a part in creating a safe and enjoyable atmosphere after dark. Let's have the crack, be sound to nighttime staff, and make sure everyone gets home safe. Let's keep Donegal a place where we all feel respected. Let's be safe and sound. A message from Donegal County Council's Buncrana Nighttime Economy Initiative, funded by the Department of Culture, Communications and Sport.
Step into the spotlight with Voulez-Vous, the dinner party show on Friday, January 30th at the Waterfront Hotel, Dunlow. Enjoy ABBA's greatest hits live, a sumptuous four-course dinner and a sparkling after-show disco with DJ Mr. Wild. And best dressed prizes. Tickets €55. Get yours now at the Waterfront Hotel, Dunlow.
When the turkey from Lidl takes centre stage and looks too good to carve, that's more to value. Just try and resist our crisp, juicy, Board B approved fresh Irish whole turkeys from a Cahys family farm in Monaghan. And the tastiest part, they're yours from only $8.99. In store December 20th. Lidl, more to value.
This Christmas, make it magical with a top name fragrance or gift set from McGee's Chemist Letterkenny. Choose from names like Clarins, Burberry and Gucci. Also Dolce & Gabbana, Calvin Klein, Flower Bomb and many more. all at great prices. From timeless gifts to the latest designer scents, you'll find the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Shop in store or online at mcgee's.ie. McGee's, where the best costs less.
Highland Radio Time Checks brought to you by EirGrid, the operator and developer of Ireland's electricity grid. EirGrid, powering up communities, powering up Ireland. The time is...
The time now is... I'm not even looking at the clock. I'm looking down at the sheet of paper, wondering will it give me the time? No, of course it won't. It's 11:32. I'm a little bit behind, so I'm going to do a couple of comments and then get back on track. Fabulous, says a listener, need a CD by Hugh P and Maria. Well, your wish is their command. It's coming in January. What a wonderful rendition of that song from Maria. Yeah, Oh Holy Night. It is, isn't it? It's actually a... why would you take out the meaning? But it's actually a beautiful piece of music. Hi Greg, can you please pass on my best wishes to Hugh P and Maria? I absolutely love their version. I've got a couple more years from Michael in Clonmany. The most beautiful singing, voice of an angel, thank you. Another just beautiful. And as I say, do you know, these comments are unsolicited. It's not like me saying, please get your messages in as to how much you enjoyed it. People are so moved by it and enjoy it so much that they decide to do that themselves. So I really appreciate it. Raymond Sweeney says, excellent. What lovely people indeed. And I was able to, Tom McBurty as well, absolutely fabulous. Hugh P and Maria Doherty and Black. Really beautiful, Maria and Hugh P. Happy Christmas to you all. So these are a mixture of social media comments and text comments and all. So, more live music for you tomorrow. Well, I'm going to insist on it actually, because why would you send Sinead Black to out and about without insisting she sings you one or two? And so hopefully she will comply. Not comply, sorry, oblige. Comply sounds terrible. Because Sinead Black's away on Thursday, to the Dunlow Community Hospital to chat to residents of the facility, staff, and hopefully get a number or two. That's on Thursday. And then on Friday, Sinead Black's joined by Tommy Rosney, and they'll be live at the Archview Lodge Nursing Home in Letterkenny. So again, another audio-visual experience for you to enjoy as we lead up to Christmas. And tomorrow we're coming to you live from the City of Derry Airport. We have the regular show, of course, that you have come to know and tolerate. And we'll also be doing Home for Christmas. And that's all we'll say at this point. Suffice to say, if you want a little Christmas boost, because you know what we do, we sprinkle our magic, then please tune in tomorrow, or again watch the programme, whichever you prefer. And you'll see those events unfold at City of Derry Airport for Home for Christmas. So looking forward to that. Right, now, before I go to a break, I want to mention that time is shortening. If you want to be in with a chance to win 4 prizes of €1,000 and a car, because we have a Renault Symbios worth over €35,000 to give away next week. John Breslin's giving away 1,000 today. Then I presume it's David, Ivan and Lee, if we're following the order from last week. There's 4 more thousands to give away this week, and then the car, 261, beautiful, brand new car, ready to go for your family car. It is that type of a car. I just want to give you a heads up. If you want to enter, please get your tickets now so you're in all 5 draws. Give us a call here, 07491 25,000. We'll make sure you're in the draw and you have your number. You don't have to answer your phone, by the way. If your number comes out, you've won. We love to have a chat. But if you're working in retail or your office manager is a bit snooty, don't worry about that. You don't have to answer the call. You can just enter. And if your number comes out, you've won. So 4 1,000s and a car. That's what's up for grabs. You can go onto our website too, highlandradio.com, or as I say, give us a call, 07491 25,000. The tickets are €15, or you can get 5 for a tenner. And obviously, only play if you can afford it and have a bit of fun with your very hard-earned money. But you could have £1,000 in your pocket today, or a car on your driveway January.
Watch the show live now on YouTube, Facebook, and at highlandradio.com. The 9 till noon show is brought to you by Letterkenny Credit Union, offering low-rate car loans with fast approval. Apply online at letterkennycu.ie or in office today.
Get your last-minute Christmas presents this week at the O'Reilly's Sportswear Clearance Sale, now on in Jackson's Hotel Ballybuffet. For all things sportswear and the very popular Bally Leisure brand, pop in and grab yourself a bargain. Open Tuesday to Thursday and Saturday and Sunday. O'Reilly's Sportswear Warehouse Clearance Sale.
Looking for the perfect Christmas gift? Give the gift of great music with Mike Denver live at Jackson's Hotel on February 5th. Treat someone to an unforgettable night out in the heart of Ballybuffet. Mike Denver tickets and Christmas gift vouchers are available now at jacksonshotel.ie.
Please support the St Vincent de Paul annual appeal. Donate today at svp.ie or call 0818 176 176. Thank you.
Do you know Claire Clothing, Letterkenny, has moved to 54 Upper Main Street, right beside Brian McCormick's? And we are now exclusive stockists of Bugatti women's wear at Claire Clothing, Upper Main Street, Letterkenny.
Monster Bingo every Tuesday night at Mulroy Woods Hotel. €3,300 must go with €1,000 on the last page. Doors open 7:30. Bingo starts at 8:30. That's Monster Bingo this and every Tuesday night at Mulroy Woods Hotel, Milford.
If you're tired and struggling to put a spring in your step, discover the power of Revive Active at your local Brennan's Pharmacy. Revive Active is an award-winning super supplement containing 26 active ingredients including vitamin C, D and zinc, which support your immune system and overall health, all in one handy daily sachet. Made for busy, stressful lives, it's the convenient way to put back what life takes out. Enrich your life with Revive Active from your local Brennan's Pharmacy, Letterkenny, Buncrana, Clonmany and Creeslaw. We're here for you.
Employers, give every employee up to €1,500 tax-free with Clever Cards. Clever Cards digital MasterCards can be used anywhere, online and in-store using Apple and Google Pay. Give your employees the freedom to spend their rewards where they want. Order online from clevercards.com. Clever Cards MasterCards are issued by Monovate pursuant to license from MasterCard International and certified by Apple Pay and Google Pay. Clever Cards is an appointed distributor of Monovate, an e-money institution authorised and regulated by the Bank of Lithuania, and the business is regulated for conduct of business purposes by the Central Bank of Ireland. E-money access with Clever Cards MasterCards are safeguarded and protected under EU e-money regulations. Terms and conditions apply.
I can understand the motivation of making these lending institutions give the T's and C's at the end of the ads, but there has to be a better way than rattling off 60% of the ad about stuff we can't even hear. But anyway, Dr. Maura McGeehan's assistant professor in the University of Limerick's Department of Psychology and researcher in UL's Health Research Institute led a study we're about to talk about now. It's the study as an Irish Research Council funded doctoral scholar. The title's in there somewhere, Maura. Doctor, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Greg. It's great to be here.
Right, you've been involved in a major new study from the University of Limerick, and it analyses a lot of people, so it's a real broad sort of sample, and it's years of data, and it reveals personality traits and their links to longevity and risk of death as well. So
Yes.
how did you manage to get access to all this data, and what did you do with it?
Well, it's publicly accessible. These are published studies. So we compiled data from all of these published studies. We brought them together, and then we conducted meta-analysis on the studies based on each specific trait. So we looked at neuroticism, extroversion, openness, conscientiousness, and agreeableness.
Right, so talk to us about some of these traits and how they are linked to our health or, in fact, our death.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of research out there that suggests that personality is critically important to health and outcomes across the lifespan. It's important to caveat this with, I mean, the study is looking at longevity, but it's not going to tell you how long you live. It's not meant to scare people and say, oh, you know, if you're higher in neuroticism, you know, you are at higher risk of death, but it doesn't mean, you know, in terms of years, it's not an absolute risk of death. So you know, there are different theories out there. They look at, you know, how differences in personality traits kind of dictate the behaviors we engage in. So we know that, you know, neuroticism, if people are higher in neuroticism, they tend to maybe use different coping mechanisms to cope with stress and anxiety. So they may tend to have poor dietary habits, may use addictive substances, alcohol or cigarettes to cope with anxiety and stress and worry because they tend to experience more. So over time, that makes sense that this is linked to poorer health outcomes and ultimately longevity. And on the other side of that, conscientiousness is also linked to a reduced mortality risks. People who are higher in conscientiousness tend to maybe adhere to diets more strictly. They might choose healthier foods. There's different research out there that suggests that people tend to react differently to stress as well, and have maybe more healthy coping mechanisms too. So there's a number of different mechanisms, biological and health behaviors, that are associated.
As much as can be determined, right? So say there was two of me on a desert island with the same access to the same food and clean water and what have you, right? And I am, which I am, very stressed all the time. I'm an overthinker, probably emotionally unstable. I'm not really quite sure. And then there was the other me, right, who was really chilled, took things just as they come, and says, you know what, I'm on this desert island and I'm just going to make the most of it. That attitude in and of itself, or our personality traits, would that affect our longevity, or is this how we live our lives with these traits that's impacting on our longevity?
Yeah, it's more a longevity. It's more across the lifespan. So, there's different reasons for reacting to specific moments of stress, but this is really about regular patterns of stress, regular patterns of, how you cope with life, how you cope with stresses. If you were stranded on a desert island, I think anybody would struggle to be chilled with that. I mean, definitely. And conscientious people aren't necessarily that chilled. They can be quite driven and self-organized, and that can have its downside as well, being very rigid with that. So there's no black and white with it, really. It's really about, I suppose, across the lifespan, and that's why this study was quite interesting, because we were able to analyze decades of research. So it's not a particular incident, because personality traits are they're assessed at one time point, but they're really about patterns or tendencies of behavior or reactions throughout the life. So it's not about kind of one incidence of stress, or, I got really anxious that one day. That doesn't mean anything, really. It's really, it's about the patterns and how you interact with life and how you react yourself.
So, do you think there's anything we as the people can learn from this, if you know what I mean? Like, if you are very stressed and you tend to do something that in the end can sort of impact the longevity of your life, or you're very organized and you go to the GP more regularly than anyone and you cross all your bloods and all that kind of stuff. Like, is this more of an observation of where we are at, or do you believe there's any learning that we can sort of take from this and implement in our lives to improve our longevity?
Yeah, I think it's great to increase awareness, and with anything like this, it's really just about increasing awareness. It's not really at the stage of bringing it in for interventions in GP surgeries, even though that would be a really interesting future trajectory for it. So it's interesting you mentioned medication there, because people who are higher in neuroticism, they might go to the GP more because they might have higher concerns with illnesses, but they also might have struggle with maintaining a medication regime. So even in terms of noticing, okay, maybe I experience higher anxiety, worry, maybe it might be a good idea to look at that medication adherence, put supports in place for that, look at how you're coping with your stress and anxiety, because the coping mechanisms are quite important. And if we kind of use healthier behaviors to cope with our stress, it definitely, would impact that. It is difficult to change personality traits.
It is,
we all know healthier choices, but in the end of the day, there's maybe more struggles for people who feel that higher neuroticism to make those choices.
It's
so
funny,
they might need more
because,
support.
Like, I have certain personality traits, and I thought, right, I'm really conscious of it. They're not bad, but they're, anxiety or stress or things like that, right? And I do try my best to control it. But, my eldest son was born. He won't mind me saying this, I don't think. And I thought, right, I can do everything now that I felt, because my parents didn't understand me, that I can do for them. And it's funny, sometimes just stuff's in you, it's genetic, and with all the knowledge and everything like that, there just some stuff is genetic, and there's not much you can do about it. It's not serious stuff, don't get me wrong, more, but it's just funny, it's just funny.
No, absolutely,
there's nature and
I agree with
nurture,
that.
and you can't necessarily fight the nature sometimes.
No, and Personality traits do tend to change over time. As we age, neuroticism reduces, conscientiousness tends to increase anyway. And you can certainly put things in place when you notice okay, I'm not coping as well today. Maybe I'll take some steps and get some fresh air, and
Yeah.
but if people have, it's important to say as well that this was general population. This wasn't pathological anxiety. This wasn't any
No, I
anxiety
understand. It's just
disorders
the
or anything
day-to-day
like that.
stuff.
I just
Yeah.
want to make sure
Yeah,
to say
yeah,
that,
yeah.
because
No, that's clear.
it's not to dismiss anyone with like severe anxiety, because that is a different issue completely.
Yeah, of course. Listen, thank you for joining us. It's been lovely seeing you, lovely talking to you. Have a wonderful day.
Great to see you, Greg. Thanks a
Bye-bye.
million.
Look after yourself.
Oh.
That's Dr. Maura McGeehan there, who's an assistant professor in the University of Limerick's Department of Psychology and obviously a researcher, etc., etc. Right, okay. I will take a break and then come back to comments because I don't want to switch from one thing to another and it might seem some way insensitive. Right. Let us take that break.
The 9 till noon show with Letterkenny Credit Union. Simplify your debts with a debt consolidation loan from Letterkenny Credit Union. Call us on 074 910 2126 or apply online via our app or in office today.
For a Christmas gift to suit all budgets, you'll be amazed what you'll find at Watson Hire. Power tools, hand tools and garage equipment. Also heaters and homewares at brilliant prices. Watsons have a massive range of workwear and boots from brands like Port West, Snickers and Apache, and loads of great value stocking fillers. This Christmas, visit Watson Hire at Lisnen and Letterkenny or see watsonhire.ie.
Come and enjoy the brand new menus at the Water's Edge Rathmullen. Now open 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Treat yourself to the freshly prepared dishes made with the best local produce in our stunning waterfront setting. Booking advisable on 07498911352 or via the Water's Edge Hotel Rathmullen on Facebook.
Christmas has arrived at Patterson's. Christmas trees and decorations now on display. Christmas gifts from Hollywood mirrors to wall art to home fragrances. You'll find the perfect gift at Patterson's. Large range of dining tables and chairs, sofas, mattresses and bedroom furniture in stock and ready to take home today. Open Monday to Saturday 9 to 5:30 p.m. Coffee shop open on the first floor, serving hot lunches and free coffee. Patterson's the Hall Lifford for everything you need this Christmas.
Make the most of the season at Sweeney's Hotel, Dunlow. Enjoy festive afternoon tea from €30 per person or explore our new brunch favourites. Every weekend, join us for bottomless Saturdays with 2 courses over 2 hours from €40 per person. Give a gift card this Christmas or call Sweeney's Hotel on 074 952 1085.
At Super Value, get Super Value Signature Taste Hampshire Ham 1.4 kilo, only $10.99. Super Value Smoked Salmon 300 gram, now half price. And with real rewards, get the Ned and Oyster Bay Sauvignon Blanc wine case deal, now €50. Check your rewards app for vouchers and make it a Christmas with a difference at Super Value. Please drink responsibly.
Highland Radio weather updates with McElhenney's. Find Christmas inspiration for everyone from top beauty gifts to perfect last-minute ideas. Visit us in Ballybuffet to explore the full range or shop online anytime at mcelhenneys.com.
Now, the fog and the frost or any ice should be clearing at this stage, but obviously always be doubly careful. You never know, little spots that it might hold on to. But anyway, it's going to be a mainly dry day with some good sunshine, just a few showers about potentially. Afternoon temperatures, though, are chilly enough, 4 to 7 degrees. Now, early tonight will be dry and cold with clear spells and lowest temperatures of 0 to 4 degrees, though cloud will increase from the west. Rain will develop in the west towards midnight as those temperatures climb a little, and it'll spread across the region to all areas with fresh to strong gusty southerly winds, strongest near western and southern coasts. So quite a change of weather there. Right, we are joined on the programme now by Caroline Carr, Assistant Curator of the Donegal County Museum, and it's in the context of an exhibition to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the birth of Jane Austen. It's taking place at the Donegal County Museum until the 22nd of December. Good morning to you, Caroline. Lovely to have you on as always.
Thank you very much, Greg. Great to be on.
Do you think Jane Austen's Donegal connections are widely known? And I suppose give them to us whilst you're answering.
Well, of course, we know of them, and maybe some people in Donegal know of the connection. But it's a fascinating story, and it reads the Jane Austen's nieces' lives in Donegal. Basically, read like a plot of a Jane Austen novel. So how they ended up in Donegal was Cassandra Knight, who's the daughter of Jane Austen's sister, Cassandra. So she was 20 when Lord George Hill proposed, but George Hill he's the youngest son, and his future and his money was dependent on his formidable mother, the Marchioness. So she assessed Cassandra, saying no money, all charms. So no marriage was allowed to take place. So they had to split up, and both were heartbroken. So he went off and devoted himself to making money, his career. But 8 years later, he came back and he proposed. And her brother Charles, because her father was dead at that time, he stated that we cannot but be most thankful that such a shocking thing was averted, and the only person she has ever loved and who's any way worthy of her got her at last. So, because 28 would have been an extraordinary age to marry at that stage. You'd been written off as a spinster. So they married in a beautiful grand society wedding in London. So how they ended up in Donegal was they had moved to Ireland, and he worked in the household of the Lord Lieutenant of Ireland. But his mother eventually died in 1838, and he eventually inherited enough money to resign his commission, and he came to Donegal and bought what became known as Gweedore Estate. And they lived in Donegal. The first home was just at Gartley House, and anybody who's come to Old Aldi goes out the front door and look up, which we call now the Robinsons' house, the big house there. So that was their first home, and they were very happily married. But unfortunately, she died shortly after giving birth to her fourth child. So he was left with a newborn baby, and 3 other children. So her sister Louisa had to travel from Godalming Hall, where every Jane Austen fan knows, to come to Ireland to look after the children. So eventually, over the years, he fell in love with her, and he proposed. But this caused huge scandal and outcry in society. Like, this would be kind of news of the world front page scandal, and it was even mentioned in Parliament. So they couldn't marry in Ireland and England, so they had to they got permission from the King of Denmark to travel there and married. And then he had to appear, when he came back then, he had to appear before a parliamentary commission to discuss his marriage, the state of his marriage in public. But it was to see was she accepted in society. And of course, he was the Downshire family, which is elite, and they have one of their connection did the same thing. And even the Knights family, or the Austen family, did something similar. So they were accepted in society. And they lived very, very, very happily, together. And they moved then to Balliar House, which still exists. And they had a son together, another George Hill. But unfortunately, when Lord George Hill died later on, he's buried beside his true love, Cassandra, who's buried down here in Cornwall Church. And then Louisa then was left on her own, and she brought her sister Marianne over to live with her. But Marianne's story is very sad as well, because she was a spinster, devoted her life to taking care of her family. But in those days, you didn't have an income. Nobody had to look after her, so she was basically homeless. So Louisa brought her home to Ireland to Balliar House to live with her, and they lived out their lives till they died in their 80s, and they're both buried side by side out in Tully Graveyard. So their life reads like a plot of a Jane Austen novel.
And I wish we had more time to dig a little into it, because the fact that Jane Austen, really effectively 6 books, I mean, I'm not saying that's the totality of her work, but to be so well known with all, even younger generations now, 250 years later, is really quite remarkable. In a minute, can you tell us what people can enjoy as part of this exhibition, Caroline?
So you've come in and see the display. We have the photo album, which is bought by our colleague in our county archivist. It contains the only known photographs of Louisa and Marianne, and then we have a painting of Cassandra, and we tell the story of their lives in Donegal. And it's admission free. We're here. Come in today. We'll give you a cup of tea and a nice biscuit to celebrate Jane Austen's birthday. But everybody's welcome, and the exhibition runs until the photo album is on display until the 22nd of December. And it's also been digitised. If you can't visit us, if you go on to donegalculture.ie, you'll find it there.
A remarkable connection then. As you say, it reads just like a novel she may well have penned herself. Thank you, Caroline, as always. Lovely to talk to you.
Thank you so much, Greg.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Caroline Carr, Assistant Curator at the Donegal County Museum. That's where we have to leave it on the programme today. Just to remind you that we are coming to you live tomorrow morning. It's the same show as always, but with extra Christmas treats. We're coming live to you from the City of Derry Airport. And tune in because we have